Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is She Just Couldn't Stay Away. It was written by Jeffrey Moeller, and it's part of a collection called Old Ones Rising, and it's from the Unspeakable Oath magazine, number 20. Our game master is Brian Ridge, and this is a one-shot. But first, I would like to mention that one of our longtime patrons, Andre Bubel, otherwise known as Industrial Robot, has doubled his pledge from $15 to about $35 a month. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much, Andre. That being said, and without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Brian?
All right, thank you, Tom. So we're going to go back in time to 1995. This is just a few years into the widespread use of the internet, of email. The number one song at this time was TLC's Waterfalls, if you remember that song. And the three of you are part of a, you live in or around Phoenix, Arizona, and you're part of a paranormal investigation club called the Arizona Society of Paranormal Investigations Club. And you guys have a GeoCities website, and you go on these little, adventures, research investigations where you look for, UFO sightings, ghost sightings, strange animals, and whatnot. And so you recently got back from El Paso, Texas. You went down there for a potential chupacabra sighting, which unfortunately turned out to be a rabid chihuahua. But you did get some good Mexican food out of the trip. Great Mexican food down in El Paso. So you're a little bit deflated after another disappointing outing. So you do not have much to report on your GeoCities website for your 75 fans who keep tabs on what you're doing. So it's August 14th, 1995. It's in the evening, maybe close to 10 o'clock. And you're all at your houses or apartments, getting ready to call it a night. And Archie, you get a surprise phone call on your landline. It's a little bit late for a phone call. Kind of worried it might be some sort of emergency, but your phone rings.
Oh, yeah. Archie will bustle out in his robe because, 10 o'clock, it's practically bedtime, and he'll pick up the phone. Arizona Society of Paranormal Investigation Clubs. No mystery too strange or problem too small. How can I help you?
Archie, why can't you just say hello like everybody else? It's your brother.
Oh, hi, Marty.
Hey, yeah, Archie, I'm sorry to bother you so late, but we got a bit of a problem. I think we need your help.
Oh, did Mom and Dad cut off the allowance?
No, that was last week's problem. This is a new problem.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, your niece Ashley, she got into a bit of trouble.
Ooh. Does she need someone to spring her out of jail, or?
Well, I'm still getting all the details. She's currently at the hospital in the psych ward under 24-hour watch. Apparently, from what I've heard from Ashley, she was working in the evening. She wrapped up her job and she was taking the bus home. And I guess she was waiting at the bus stop, and I don't know, this is going to sound really strange, but apparently she I don't know how to say this, but I guess she picked up a cat and killed it.
Well, that is a bit odd for Ashley, yes.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 cats at home, Ren and Stimpy. She loves cats, loves dogs. So I don't know why she would do such a horrible thing, but there's witnesses. Apparently, they're saying she had some sort of mental breakdown, nervous breakdown, whatever you want to call it. Started screaming, and I guess she picked up a cat that was wandering by and snapped its neck in front of, these eyewitnesses. And
oh dear.
Police were called, and the paramedics were there, and now the police are considering pressing charges against her for cruelty to animals, and it's this whole big deal. And I know you and your friends, the story's kind of weird. I know you and your friends do kind of that investigation stuff. I was hoping you guys could, well, one, I want you to come down and talk to her yourself in the morning at the hospital. And then hopefully hoping you and your friends could, look into this for us.
Yes, I certainly think we can. Well, I would keep Ren and Stimpy away from Ashley once she does get home.
Well, like I said, she's at the hospital now for at least another 24 hours or so. So, yeah.
Oh dear. I didn't think she had it in her, but very well. Yes, I'll gather my team. We can head out in the morning there and have a little chat with Ashley, see where these
Well, there's nothing you can do right now. So just meet me at the hospital in the morning at 8:00.
Right.
Okay. And I will get you access. You can talk to her. Just one-on-one. I don't want to make it just a big production. And then you can ask her all the questions you want. You can get this information directly from her. Then go from there.
Does the hospital have a policy on seances or possession investigation?
I didn't see a sign, but I would probably say no.
Okay, excellent. I suspect that will come up in conversation.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll see you at 8:00 in the morning.
8 a.m. Little early, but I suppose for family.
I was counting on you, Archie.
It's you know it. Then
right.
Hang up.
So you hang up. So you got these details. Your niece, who loves animals, they have cats, likes dogs. She somehow, for some reason, just spontaneously killed a cat. And so now you spend the night. Maybe you don't sleep very well. You're very worried about your niece, and you wake up. And your plan is to meet your brother at the hospital, as you said, at 8:00 in the morning, where he'll check you in and you can talk to Ashley yourself.
It's a difficult thing to get Archie out of bed so early, but he'll do it.
Well, there's a great Waffle House on the way to the hospital. You can stop there and get a breakfast.
It's yeah. He'll get a couple things. He'll get some for Barty as well. A couple pancakes.
Sure. Okay. All right. So you pull up to the hospital, and I guess he gave you directions to there's a psych ward, wherever she would be. And you step into the lobby, and the doors slide open, and you see your older brother, kind of nervously sitting there reading.
Barty,
People magazine from 1995. Hey Archie, how you doing? Thanks for coming.
Doing all right. Pancakes, here you go. Yeah, that's of course. I didn't bring Ashley anything. I wasn't quite sure what you get someone in a hospital. Well,
I don't know. I've never been in a psych ward myself. I assume they're feeding her. Go in there. You can ask her yourself for the details, and hopefully that'll give you some good leads. Try to figure out what's going on. Is that okay?
Yes, that sounds Sounds quite good. Yes. Is she accepting non-family visitors? I may have my team come in to perform various other analysis.
No, I'm pretty sure they're only family members only. I'm gonna have to sign you in to get in there. So
very good. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Please.
So with that, he gets the nurse's attention and introduces you. You sign some paperwork, and the nurse escorts you guys back through these hallways. You get lost probably.
Almost certainly.
And she brings you out to a small room with a door with a glass pane, and you see inside. Sitting at the table is your 16-year-old niece, Ashley. And with that, the nurse says, okay, Mr. Fleming, you get 10 minutes. She still needs her rest.
All right. Will you be watching over us while we're in there?
Of course.
Okay, good. I've heard what she's capable of, and I won't be party to it.
You don't look like a cat to me, so I think you should be okay.
That's what the cat thought. All right, please.
Okay, so you open the door. Your brother waits outside. The nurse, they're just kind of peering through the glass. And yeah, she's at the small room, small desk, and she's wearing like the gown. She clearly didn't sleep very well. Probably didn't shower. Her hair's kind of stringy, and she sees you. Oh, hey, Uncle Charlie.
Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I'm sorry. Hey, Uncle Archie.
Charlie's the other one. Yes, it's okay. We do look alike a little bit. How are you feeling?
Pretty shitty, Archie, to be Uncle Archie, to be honest. It's been had a rough night last night.
I can imagine so. Do you remember why you're in here?
Yeah, something about a cat, I guess I'm told. I don't remember the details.
The memory is fuzzy. Interesting. What do you remember of that night?
Well, Uncle Archie, it started actually 2 nights ago. I was leaving work. I work at that little clothing store, north of the city, and I was at my usual bus stop. Hop on the bus to come home, and I'm just standing there and minding my own business, waiting for the bus. And then this cat, a calico cat, kind of came out of the alley and down the sidewalk, right by the bus stop. And then it ran across the street, and then some jerk in a car ran the poor cat over.
Oh dear.
Like he was deliberately trying to steer right into the cat. I mean, it was horrible.
Ooh.
Horrible.
See, and you thought you might become some sort of copycat of this man? He's no role model, Ashley.
Yeah, but that was 2 nights ago. Then last night, I was at the bus stop the same time. I just finished my shift at the same time, minding my own business, and then I waiting for the bus, and I see this alley comes out another cat.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes walking by near the bus stop, and I got, as it came closer, I got this burning headache, this horrible headache, and it hurt so much, and I felt like the only way to stop the pain was to get rid of that cat. And so I didn't know what I was doing. I just reached down, and I picked it up, and it was right by me, and I picked it up and I snapped its neck. And then I looked down in my hands, Uncle Archie was the exact same cat that I saw yesterday, the calico. And then I think I screamed, and I think I fell down and passed out, and I guess I think the police showed up, and I guess people called the paramedics, and the rest of it was pretty foggy, and then I ended up here. But I'm telling you, Archie, I saw that same damn cat 2 nights in a row at the exact same spot at the exact same time.
Of course. I can see why that would lead you to do what you've done, Ashley.
And then, okay, so then as she's relaying you the story, you do notice on her forearm, on her skin, you see, looks like bruise or a light burn, a pattern in the shape of like a chain link, maybe 3 or 4 inches long, like on her inner forearm, while she's telling you the story.
See, have you? I'm sorry to pry, Ashley, but have you been? How'd you get that particular injury?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. I think I just noticed it. I think last night.
Didn't have it before?
No.
Noticed it before or after the cats?
It was after the cat. You know.
I see. Well, Ashley, you should rest up. We'll do everything we can for you. Remember, we're rich, so this is not that big of a problem.
Yeah, I try to keep that in mind, Uncle Archie.
Yes, yeah. Please do. It soothes many pains in the world, I find. I need to go talk to your father for a moment.
All right. Thanks, Uncle Archie. I guess I'm supposed to get out of here later this evening after 24 hours, but
oh, take your time. There's no rush.
Yeah.
Yes. Make sure you feel better. And he'll kind of sidle back out of the room towards Bartholomew. Yeah, Barty, she's mad as a hatter. I don't know what to tell you. Your kid's completely lost it.
Well, you know, Archie, I expected you to be a bit more understanding, considering she is your niece.
Well, I mean, you know, madness does run in our family, but I will gather my team and we will investigate this cat. But maybe keep her in the hospital for a bit, and then maybe keep Ren and Stimpy in the other room.
Well, I guess she's scheduled. The doctors want to put her through like an MRI and a full psych eval,
a CAT scan,
and I'm sure they won't let her out until they're confident that she'll be safe, and as well as those around her.
We can hope for the best. We will get back to you as soon as we can.
All right. Thanks, Archie. I was counting on you.
You certainly do.
And don't forget that $100 you owe me.
Have a good day, Barty. And he'll head to the hospital phone to start calling up the crew.
Okay. Right. So while you're there, you get details on where this happened,
right,
when it happened, and so on. So what message are you going to relay to your club members, Hoagie and Rihanna?
Basically both will just be a message of come to the headquarters. We have a family related investigation.
Code red.
All expenses will be paid. Please come in and help.
So Hoagie and Rihanna, you guys get this message to meet. You get the phone call maybe around 9 o'clock to meet at the club HQ, which is all Archie's garage.
I believe that was we're going to Archie's garage.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Somebody?
Well, I arrived first. just because I live 3 doors down. And I come up carrying a couple of books and things with me. Hey, Archie.
Hey, Hoagie. Go ahead and you can set those down over here. We're just waiting on Rihanna.
So I was reading on this really interesting stuff about a German folklore called Das Teufel-Nagetier. It's about a giant rat that visits people who are having family problems, as if the rat somehow knows that they're having family problems. And I can literally talk to you about this for the next 2 hours, or at least until Rihanna gets here.
Oh, wow. Well, let's hope she's on her way then, shall we?
And Rihanna, do you live nearby or on the other side of town?
Probably the other side of town.
Poor Archie.
2 hours later. Oh, I see. And it goes through the window without breaking it.
It somehow manages to get into the house, sometimes through the toilet or through the attic. But it destroys things in the house. It literally starts tearing. So the people who are having marital problems wake up in the morning and find furniture all torn apart.
Interesting.
All right. So Rihanna, maybe an hour later, you arrive and the garage door's pulled up and you see Hoagie boring Archie Fleming to death with a story about some German folklore.
Now I can start all over again.
You missed the first part. Let me start over.
Hi, Rihanna.
I just got back from this really, really amazing trip to the stores. They're working on this new mall, and it's really, really neat. And I thought I could get us maybe a few more supplies, for if we record stuff. But I got a little carried away because if we're going to get new supplies for recordings and everything else, I needed the right kind of outfit to match and everything too. And then I got a little distracted in this coffee shop. But there was this really cute guy, but I think he had a girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Yes. Interesting. Whose credit card did you use for this? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, I used the one for budget.
I suppose that's to be expected. Yes.
Hope your parents don't find out, Archie.
Yes. Well, between the outfits and the German books,
parents are just going to find out that Archie's buying dresses. So
that's fair. Yeah,
one of the
they'll be
few
right.
things they're going to find out about Archie.
Well, they don't ask too many questions as long as I stay out of the house,
So what's up? What'd you call us for?
Well, this is not a normal case that we'd be on. As far as I'm aware, there are no explicit aliens, but my niece appears to have snapped a cat's neck, which is not her normal modus operandi. She's usually just a clothing store clerk.
Well, what do you mean she snapped its neck?
Pretty much like it sounds. She said this cat was giving her a headache, so she snapped its neck. It's some sort of burning pain. I promised my brother we'd go look into it. Perhaps we could investigate. She seemed to say the cat returned to life. She saw it die the night before, so she decided to kill it the night after. It's all very muddled. Quite strange.
Does she have like a history of ailurophobia, fear of cats, or?
Not to my knowledge. No, they have 2 cats who I assume she loves, or is at least keeping till later.
Keeping for later to. No, come on.
I mean, I can only assume.
So Archie. So our audience needs to know the cat died and got better, right?
That's not a microphone. That's a bottle of.
Well, it suffices for what we need.
I would rather not be on the record for saying that, yes, perhaps the cat came back to life. If we were to go there and find another calico cat, that would be good, probably. We could at least tell her that, look, you didn't kill the cat, and hope that she doesn't go on a murder spree again.
Well, come on, it's just a cat. I mean, I don't like the idea of killing cats, but it's like maybe there's some. Could it be that there's just something a little off with her? Is she? I mean, she's not a crazy. She hasn't acted. You've never said anything about her being nuts before.
No, she's a Fleming, but nothing to this degree.
So yeah, so if I can interject, so you're at ease. She gets good grades in school. No history of drug problems or delinquency, nothing like that. She's well-adjusted, well-behaved. Yeah.
What if it was a gypsy's cat that she killed, and the gypsy is pissed and brought the cat back to life and sent it out? No, that doesn't make sense.
It is kind of strange she wouldn't send the cat after the driver.
I thought she was driving.
I know she was waiting for her bus. Somebody the day before drove over what she claims to be the same cat. But, it occurs to me, perhaps we could find the cat. I don't know, what is the normal police procedure when you come across the cat killing? Do you keep the cat?
Throw it in the garbage, usually.
I guess we could look at the
tell the owner. Nobody told the owner. It's going to be a female cat if it's a calico.
Yeah. Certainly not.
Where did it happen?
A bus stop, kind of on the north side of town.
You have an address, an intersection on the north side of town. It's an older neighborhood, but doesn't have any kind of bad reputation.
We could go there and see if there's like an apartment building or something and ask them if they lost a cat. And if a creepy old one-eyed lady with cataracts answers the door, that's the evil gypsy.
Yes. And that's actually smart. I'll bring along a little bit of folding money so that we can make sure this goes away if we do find the owner. The last thing the Flemings need is another murder charge on the books.
Yeah.
Well, what about catnip?
We don't want them all to go crazy.
Well, if we're trying to get this cat to come to us, shouldn't we use catnip?
Use a feather on a stick.
We could bring some twine and string and whatnot. I'm sure we have supplies around the house to
a laser pointer. A laser pointer.
Ooh, quite. Yeah.
She said that it gave her a headache.
I can't help but feel that's the psychosis taking over, but she did claim that, and she had a strange mark on her arm. Perhaps it was some form of a curse.
But she's not allergic because she's got cats.
Correct, yes.
This
just
sounds
must be
like,
allergic to that cat.
This sounds like a job for Aspic.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I need to hit the theme on the boombox over here.
And the cat came back the very next day, and the cat came back, and it wouldn't stay away.
If we're lucky, yes.
All right.
Rihanna, would you be so kind as to bring along the camera? This does seem like an opportunity for your cat page of the website. Not the snapped neck one, please. Let's try and keep it happy kittens.
Well, which size camera do you want?
The Hasselblad, the one that's
just whichever one takes the cutest pictures.
We have small cameras. We got small cameras back in 85, 95.
That would be the one that I put all of Doom and Gloom's photos all over. You remember my little two poodles that I have, Doom and Gloom? I stickered their pictures all over the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that one will suffice, I suspect.
Should I bring a net?
I don't know what she would have to do
No,
with
not
anything,
a net.
but you could bring
a net. net.
Oh, yes, that I suppose we could. Yes. I'm not quite sure if we want to catch this cat, but it couldn't hurt.
What if you said she was scratched?
She had like a kind of a chain link bruise burn on her arm. Yes, and quite strange. She said it wasn't there before the cat, so perhaps the cat hit her before she killed it.
What if there's I don't know, something weird. It might just be that it's your niece. I don't want to say she's nuts, but
it is
and
always
she
a
said
possibility.
The cat came back to life. How about after she snapped its neck?
That was unclear to me. It certainly didn't seem that she stayed around to see it rejuvenate, but perhaps the night before, or else it just didn't get run over as badly and she was wanting to finish the job.
What if we have evidence of the 9 lives thing?
Oh, that's interesting.
Could it
Difficult
also
to
be
prove.
Could it also be like an alternate dimension, maybe?
Another cat from another dimension?
Yes.
Or a doppelganger, or doppelganger cat.
Can a
Catterganger.
cat have a doppelganger?
It could just be twin cats.
You would think a calico would be fairly distinctive, though.
Yeah, but you know what? Take 10 calicos and put them together. And
True. And she wasn't exactly in her right mind in either of those circumstances.
let's go up into the neighborhood and see what we find.
I suspect we'll find 6 more calico kittens.
Maybe.
So sad.
So you're going to hop into the mystery mobile and head off to the neighborhood?
Yeah, our mystery mobile is a Volvo.
So you did have a 4th member of the club who couldn't make it because he was sick. So
Barfy.
Yeah, so this investigation will just be the 3 of you.
What an odd nickname to have, but so apt.
It's his new nickname. That's what we're calling him from now on.
All right, so you pile into you have a white van. It says ASPIC on the side and a big sticker, and you have a lot of your gear inside. You can bring camera, anything you like, cameras, nets, what have you.
One of those revolving lights gets smacked on top of the car, so as we go, we look important.
And I've got my little thingy from Ghostbusters that goes like this.
I'm calling slingshot.
Okay, slingshot.
At the middle seat.
Want us to wrap a rubber band around you?
So it's about a 45-minute drive out there. Maybe we'll say you're on like this west side of town.
I cannot hear more about this rat.
Well, I've moved on from the rat.
Okay.
So we'll say you get there to this intersection, this neighborhood in the late morning, maybe 10:30, 11 or so. So the intersection where it occurred, what she referred to is that intersection there on the bottom, kind of leftish, next to that big building. And so that's a north-south road. And so she was at a bus stop on the right side of the town heading north, near where those 2 cars are.
Okay.
And then to the right of the cars is a market, Keeler's Market. It's like a convenience store. And then across the street, that's a big park and a community center. That's the large building there. And then, most of the rest, the surrounding area is mostly residential. So you guys find a place to park nearby, and so you walk a block or 2 to get there, and you find the bus stop where she was waiting on the side of the road. Is off to the north, and then to the south. And to the north, you see what you presume is the alley that she was referring to. And then next to you is Keeler's Market. and then across the street is a park, and that large building is like a community center. And at this point, I'd like you guys to make a spot hidden.
I failed.
I also failed.
Let's see. I got a 32. Spot hidden. My spot hidden is a 50, and I got a 32.
All right, you saved me there. Thank you. All right, so so the three of you are standing there. You're kind of scoping the scene, looking this way, looking that way. You don't see any calico cats. Rihanna, you see on the sidewalk next to the market, kind of something odd. It looks like kind of like almost like a pothole on the sidewalk, like something heavy fell or slammed into the sidewalk. And you approach it, and you kind of kneel down to get a closer look at it. It's maybe a couple feet across, and you see on the edge, like on the perimeter, it looks like you see a bit of fur, maybe looks like blood, maybe like an animal was hurt or killed. Maybe something hit it, perhaps.
Guys, I found something. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I think it was the cat, and he did it in the living room with the wrench.
But how did he dig the hole in the cement?
Yes. How deep is this pothole?
Maybe eight inches.
Oh my.
9 inches.
It's like your cat exploded.
Yes.
And the clue came.
Well,
Yeah.
let me. Oh dear. I wish we'd brought gloves, but if I kind of poke at some of you, thank you, thank you,
I was
Hoagie.
just gonna say I'm not putting my hands in here or anything like that because that's a little disgusting. But you guys can do that.
Well, we could just look at is it calico fur?
Right. That's what I wanted to see.
Could be.
I thought she said it was in the alley. She said it was in the alley.
I think it came out of the alley.
She said it came from the alley and then headed down the street.
Oh. I'm gonna go ask the people in the market if they know about a calico cat that hangs around here.
Quite a good idea.
I'll be back.
Good. While you're doing that, I'm going to wander into the street and see if I can find a smear.
Archie, what do you want me to do?
Follow your heart, but I would not take pictures of whatever that is. Very strange.
Okay, but I can take pictures of everything else.
Certainly, yes.
All right. So Rand is going to take pictures of the scene. Archie is going to go into the street, and you're looking for like sign of a dead cat.
Yeah, basically
and
where he got run
Hoagie
over.
is going to go into the store and speak to the people working there. Okay, all right. Yeah, Archie, you see you do see, and this would be 2 days ago, based on the timeline you heard from your niece. You do see a splotch of blood, and it's kind of, sprayed out across the wall, like something hit it. One thing that is peculiar, you don't see any skid marks. Like whoever was driving the car was not, they weren't trying to avoid it, so to speak. Hoagie, you go inside, and there's a counter to your right with a young woman in her early 20s wearing a name tag. It says Edith.
Hi.
And then in front of you, there's numerous, three aisles, chips and snacks and whatnot. And you say hi to the young woman. She says, "Hello, can I help you?" And she has the TV news on in the background.
Yeah. Just got a couple of questions, Edith. Have you seen a calico cat hanging around here? Maybe not in the store, but around outside.
Well, I mean, we get a lot of cats in this neighborhood. The alley behind us is full of them.
Is it? There's a lot of cats. So you haven't seen like a particular, I guess there's calicos and every other kind of cat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I've seen calicos around.
Right.
Siamese.
Do you know if
sorts.
there was one that was hit by a car out in the street a couple days ago? Did you see anything like that?
Yeah, I heard about that. I wasn't working on that. That was about 7:45 or so. 2 nights ago? Yeah. So, one of my coworkers was on. I think he was on shift, and some guy, I guess, hit a cat, and then, was it last night? Some girl killed a cat. Right, I heard. It's been really bad. Bad time to be a cat around here. We also had a meteor strike 3 nights ago.
What?
Yeah, you see that pothole outside it was a meteor. Splat, killed a cat.
A meteorite killed a cat.
Yes, sir. Can I get you something?
No, thanks. And I'm going to turn around and walk back out. Guys, that woman inside there's bananas. She thinks that the hole was made by a meteorite. There's no way. I mean, that would make like a huge crater, wouldn't it?
Maybe the cat softened the blow.
Ew. But where did the rock go?
Well, how could a meteorite just randomly hit here and no one else noticed? I mean, wouldn't something this huge be on the news or something?
Well, maybe it was really small. They usually just fall out of the sky.
Yeah, I mean, we'll say one of you remembers the news a few nights ago. Yeah, I think maybe one of you does recall that a very odd story of because meteors are usually, they evaporate or melt, whatever, in the atmosphere. But yeah, we'll say one of you remembers hearing a story about a meteor kind of crashing into the sidewalk in Phoenix.
Oh my God, we need to go see if there's any bits of it.
Yes, indeed. Plus, I'm beginning to think that there might be an alien with a grudge against this cat. Or cats in general.
She said that there's a whole bunch of cats in this neighborhood, so maybe we take a walk down the alley. But first, I'm going to go look and see if I can find a piece of meteorite.
Good idea.
Yeah, you don't see any fragments or anything. I mean, yeah.
Oh, there's a bit. No, that's cat. I'm sorry.
There's some cat there. Yeah, there's some cat there.
Well, there's asphalt and stuff, and it looks kind of like meteorite. I don't know. Let's.
Archie, quick, say cheese.
Cheese. Okay, we've talked about this. The pictures.
Image is important.
Yes. How else are we going to make our 75 followers happy?
Like 3 of those are your mom.
Yeah. She tries to be supportive, and I don't think that's a crime.
Well, this is why I've told you guys before that we need more women in this club.
Do we?
Because of the cat mysteries?
No, because we'll get more views.
Ah. Well, I would have suggested my niece as a member, but I think that's out the window.
I think guys who are on the internet aren't looking for this kind of girl.
Yes. It also occurs to me, we definitely should check the alley.
Yeah.
But 3 nights ago, a cat got smushed. 2 nights ago, got hit by a car. The previous night, well, we don't need to talk about that too much. It makes me wonder tonight if we should not stand too close to any cats.
Watch out for meteors.
Yes.
I find it hard to believe that a meteorite hit a cat. Come on.
Isn't that
And
like a 1 in 1,000 chance of a meteorite happening
It's
to
like a
fall from
one.
the sky and happening to land on a particular?
And that it was such a small meteorite that it only left a little 8-inch hole in the concrete and didn't blow the whole block apart.
And that's why I'm beginning to think it's a grudge alien.
Maybe Zeus is up to his old tricks, throwing lightning bolts. And let's walk down the alley. Maybe we should knock on some people's doors and see if they lost a cat. But if there's a lot of cats, then
So
Yeah.
so it's lunchtime. You want to check the alley, then you want to like canvass the neighborhood.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Let's grab some snacks. I'll buy some snacks from the gas station. We can
Oh,
go around and find some people.
so you're gonna buy some corn dogs to share with the club. Okay, all right.
Yeah, got some beef jerky and some other stuff, but it walking past the little impact crater,
You
little
guys
bit
are
of
all going to get
appetite
fat
loss.
eating that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, so the corn dogs look like they were sitting there since yesterday, and the pizza's cold.
Ew.
Okay. So you have a quick bite, and then you go to the alley behind the market. And the way it is in this neighborhood, the alley kind of separates the rows of houses on the streets, and so the alley would have like the dumpsters,
Right.
and then people would put their trash in the dumpster instead of like in front of their house. So it's a dirt alley. On either side are the backyards of these houses to the next block, and goes on and on. Yeah, and so you see there's a number of dumpsters, and there's like feral cats. I mean, like everywhere. You don't really see any calicos.
Could be any one of these cats.
Yes.
There's lots of feral cats.
I'm just going to, as we walk down the alley, start looking in each dumpster. Perhaps we can find your talk of the policeman got me thinking perhaps we'd find evidence of last night.
Maybe the dead cat. Somebody just
Yeah.
tossed it in garbage.
You don't find any dead cats. You find garbage bags, old clothing, busted up furniture, things of that nature.
And I kick one of the garbage bags.
Okay, you kick it, nothing happens.
Okay, well, I thought maybe there could have been like maybe a live cat in here, or a cat, if it happened to mysteriously come back to life, could have been put in here, and if I kicked the bag, it would have moved.
Good thinking.
Just a guess.
I don't know. I think this is a dead end. We're beating a dead cat. I mean, even if it was to belong to somebody out here, it's a cat. I mean,
it's less about the cat and more about the family name at some point.
Well, I think, Ailurophobia is treatable. She's not irrevocably nuts.
That's a kind assumption to make for my family, but yes.
Well,
to
I'm not
think
talking
that.
about you. You're not.
Okay.
You're irrevocably nuts.
Yes.
Um,
I am sadly too wealthy for good sense.
It's too hot out here right now. Well, let's keep it monitored. If we find out another cat was killed tonight, then something weird's going on.
I mean, I have literally no plans. I might just stake out in the park and actually, you're right. It is a little warm. I'll just stand by the icy machine and keep an eye out the window.
There's a park across the street. I don't know. Are we doing a stakeout on cats to see if one of them's killed?
As I said, I have literally no other plans.
Yes,
X-Files isn't on tonight, right?
No.
So
on one of our 7 or 8 channels that we have on TV. I don't know. You guys want to make an adventure of it? Come back tonight and sit out in the park all night?
Absolutely. I'll buy some donuts, a rotisserie chicken. What else do you bring on a stakeout?
Steak.
Oh, we can do that.
They do
have barbecue pits at the
I was
park.
going to say, it's a park.
Ooh.
They've got barbecue pits. We could just barbecue.
That
Rihanna, do you drink? Do you drink, Rihanna?
I drink water. I'm still on that diet from a while back.
I'll bring
So you're just gonna call it an afternoon and then come back in the evening and to like a strategic location where you'll have a view of like the alley and the bus stop. Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think so. I'll bring along some binoculars so I can just keep an eye on the alley from the park.
Okay. Well, I mean, she did say that. I mean, the bus is right on a schedule, and she did say that this was about the same time. It was about 7:45 or so, when this happened. So yeah, I mean, you're welcome to come by at 6:30 or 7, and then you can do your barbecue, have dinner, and then wait and observe. Is that about right?
Wait for a meteorite to strike again.
Okay. All right. So you spend the afternoon running errands, do whatever you need to do. Maybe you have a part-time job or what do you do?
How dare you? How dare you?
All right. Just kidding. Right.
This
okay.
is our
So
part-time job.
you're all independently wealthy. Yes. Okay. Right. So you have time to kill, and then you come back. You go to the grocery store. You get some stuff to eat, the barbecue. Come back about 6:30, and you're waiting. It's about 7:30. You get your eye on your watch, and you set yourself up across the street from the bus stop, and so you're watching. You can see the alleyway, and you can see the bus stop, and are you expecting to see a cat come out? Is that what you're kind of looking for?
Binoculars to look for a calico.
Okay. All right. So at about 7:40, and you're kind of waiting there anxiously. But about 7:40, you hear people around you scream, and people at the park and across the street, they're screaming and yelling, and they're pointing to the sky above you. You see a Phoenix local news station weather helicopter, news helicopter, spewing black smoke, and it's doing this kind of slow rotation and then kind of a slow, controlled descent right towards Keeler's groceries.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm taking pictures.
Are you no longer looking for the cat at this point?
The cat.
I mean, Archie's like, oh yeah, it's all coming together.
We're going to be on the nighttime news.
Let's keep filming.
We can
What
sell
kind
the
of
pictures.
shots do you have? I've got some from the side. What about you?
I'm not done yet. I'm taking like 100 pictures. Who knows what you're going to get?
So two of you are enthralled by the helicopter. We'll say Archie has the sense of mind to also keep an eye out for the cat. And what you see, Archie, you're kind of going back and forth between the alley and the helicopter, back and forth. You see eventually at around 7:45, you see a calico cat come down the alley, turns towards the bus stop, towards the market. And just as it gets to the market, right at about the same time that the helicopter crash lands into the market, causing this big, not an explosion, but it just slowly spins and then just descends and crashes into the market, and you lose sight of the cat.
Oh my God, we got to see if there's anybody needs rescuing.
Yes, your friend Edith.
Well, they
Oh.
managed to get everybody. I mean, it was kind of a slow,
I know this will be a bit strange, but I don't think the cats around here are very lucky. I did see a calico heading in that direction.
Well,
What?
are any
Cat.
are any of the cats like black cats or anything? Because those are supposed to be bad luck, aren't they?
Yeah, you saw one or two black cats in the alley.
You think the calicos are hanging around with the black cats? Like they're just getting all this bad luck?
Well, I figure if there's a saying that black cats are bad luck, it has to come from somewhere, right?
It comes from people who hate cats.
So at this point, people are running over to the market to look for, are there survivors?
I'm waiting for the news
help.
van to show up.
Yes, I don't have any to interrogate anyone, but I kind of want to go find that cat.
I'm waiting for the news van, so the second the news van shows up, I can run over and say, I got a whole bunch of pictures. $50 each.
Ooh, all right, so get the van in the shot. Why didn't we get the van in the shot?
So Hoagie is going to wait at the park. Does anyone want to go check out the scene? I mean, maybe look for the cat. Up to you.
Archie will go look for the cat.
Rihanna?
You guys want me to come with you, or do you want me to look somewhere else?
It didn't land on the cat?
It's hard to say. I mean, it's a big helicopter. You don't know what happened to the cat.
Rihanna, come along. Yes, let's go see. Maybe we'll find a collar or something that can help us. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
And I sort of scoot with you guys, but I'm keeping my eye open for the news van to show up.
Smart. Yeah. So so as you guys approach the you guys cross the street to the what's left of Keeler's Groceries. You see Edith. She's like sobbing and out front. You see the presumably the pilot and whoever was inside, cameraman or reporter. They're like crawling through the wreckage, the rubble. They don't seem to be seriously hurt. As you get closer, you see, gosh, you see a poor cat. There's a calico cat dead in the wreckage, the rubble. And at that point, please make a spot hidden.
Wow, I'm rolling really badly tonight.
Rihanna, don't let me down.
I've got a 26.
All right, God, she comes through in the clutch again. All right. Thank goodness, yes. So while Hoagie and Archie are, looking the scene over, you see on the rear end of the helicopter, what's left of it, there's like the stabilizer, that vertical whatchamacallit, but you see what looks like a chain mark on the back of the helicopter, which sounds familiar. You recall Archie mentioning something about that related to his niece.
I'm going to go over and take pictures of it.
And I'm going to go get like a cereal box or something, though, so I can scrape up the cat and what we can take with us.
There's not much left. So at this point, okay. you hear the sirens, coming in, police, fire trucks, and so on, ambulance. You overhear the pilot saying, "I don't know what happened. The plane was examined and checked just a week ago. Just something went wrong, and I couldn't control it. It was like it was forcing me to crash. Very strange."
As he's scraping up what little bits of the cat remain, do you think we should have helped the people?
Well, you said that we didn't have to, so I mean, okay. I was going to run and help, but they're okay. Now it's just a fire.
So Archie, there are some weird marks that I saw a few minutes ago seem to be on the back of the helicopter or whatever where it crashed. I was wondering if you could take a look at that, or maybe we caught it on camera.
I think Hoagie was saying yes. He had some. Are those? Oh, yeah. That's odd. That does seem to match, I assume, her arm.
Yeah. So
Ashley must be getting into witchcraft.
At that point, the police show up and they put up the yellow tape and they're telling everybody to get away. Get outside the perimeter, crash site, concerned about your safety, and so on.
News van.
And the paramedics and a long red fire truck pulls up. And they start interviewing witnesses, talking to the pilot, people in the street, going through the rubble. And are you actually taking the cat, or are you going to leave it there? Or
yeah, if you can grab any remnants.
We'll say that you can take half the cat. The other half is kind of buried under some.
Does anybody have a handkerchief?
We brought plastic bags, dude.
Oh yeah, good idea. Let's throw it in the bag, and yeah, perfect.
Okay. So that was at about 7:45. We'll say an hour later, you guys are still milling around, kind of observing what's happening. And then about 9 o'clock, a white van pulls up and has several of these like cage compartments on it. And on the side it says Phoenix Animal Control. And some poor guy, he pulls up and he's going through the rubble, and one of the cops points in that direction, and he picks up half the cat, puts it in one of these containers, and he drives off.
That's weird.
That is very strange.
Why? It's like, what control does he need to control?
Oh, I thought it was just the punctuality, but yes, that is also very strange.
Could he be maybe taking it to check for disease or anything like that?
Well, they're not just going to leave a dead cat. I mean, they're going to do something with it. I mean, they probably, they're going to burn it or something.
I don't know. He's taking it back to his mad laboratory where he's bringing the cats back to life.
I suppose everyone does know that the Phoenix Animal Control is on the case. Barely an hour passes.
Well, a phoenix is an animal that dies and revives from the ashes, right? So couldn't that have anything to do with maybe what's going on?
Or maybe we're in Phoenix.
Yeah. Right. I approve of the idea, but I do wonder if that's not the easier solution.
But that is kind of weird, isn't it? That we live in Phoenix, when the phoenix rises from its own ashes. Oh boy, we're gonna have to write this all up on the website.
Since a whole page on this, although we do have half a cat that will either prove resurrection or not.
What if it comes back?
If half this cat resurrects and starts moving around, you can feed half the cat. I'm not buying cat food for this.
Which half did we get?
Yeah.
You got the back half.
Oh,
well, then no problem.
We don't have to feed it.
Yeah. We just got to get a litter box.
You just got to clean up after it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you can hang out there all you like. I mean, they get it taped up.
Now eventually it stinks too bad. We're just gonna leave. The air is full of smoke and
it's
burning convenience store.
People start to wander off. A couple news crews come up. Obviously they got the big video camera. You're welcome to try to sell the shots that you took.
$300. I saw everything.
And they have the reporter standing in front of what's left of Keeler's groceries.
Oh, try to get at least 100 out of them.
I said 300. 300. I want 300.
Yeah, give more than that.
I'll show them the pictures.
But yeah, I mean, after a couple hours, things eventually sort of calm down. It's getting late.
We leave. Yeah.
Okay.
That was nasty. That was amazing.
Yes. Can I have one of these the pictures you've taken of the cat? Can we get that developed quickly enough? I only really need yes.
Electronic.
Oh, well, I'm not up to date on that, I'm afraid.
Wait, you're the computer geek.
I don't do cameras.
Yeah, but I've got it on a one of those little cartridge things or whatever they're called, flash drives.
Yeah.
Here, you can.
If you say so.
Make copies, and
I usually just plug things in and hope they work. I've been lucky so far. But I'll spend the night making some have you seen this cat pictures that are just the back half of the cat with kind of the location so we can put around.
Have you seen the rest of this cat?
We know the rest of the cat is in a cage at the Animal Control Center. At least they got the noisy end.
I mean, how many people are going to be able to identify a cat by its rear anyway?
Well, it's a calico cat. They're somewhat distinctive, I believe.
I don't know. I think this is a weird. I don't think that we're going to find anything at all at this point. But what if something happens again tomorrow?
It's going to keep coming back every day.
It is intriguing.
Well, the cat comes back. You know, she keeps coming back.
I do begin to wonder if there's an amount of escalation here. Because the first was smushed by a meteor, then hit by a car, and then we don't talk about that one. And then a helicopter crashed on it.
The meteor seems like that would be the big one, don't you?
I suppose it did start out with a bang. That's a fair point. Who would curse a cat? A dog?
A witch?
Are there dog wizards?
Dog wizards.
Well, maybe
wizards.
Maybe someone that's allergic to cats.
I wouldn't live in a neighborhood where there's a bunch of alley cats then.
Yeah. Well, this might be their control.
I don't know. Maybe we don't have to come back tomorrow, but we can hear and see if something happens.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'll put up my flyers, but yeah, maybe not stand so close next time.
Got to figure out what the symbol is. We got to go to the library and figure out what this chain symbol is, because it was on your niece's arm, and it was on that. So maybe that's the curse. And how did it get on the helicopter?
Could it be like a gang sign, maybe, or something?
A dog wizard gang, you say?
A gang sign on the helicopter and his niece's arm? Was it a tattoo or was it just a mark on her arm?
It was like a bruise burn sort of thing.
Does it look like DNA?
I mean, it looks like narrow, like chain link kind of thing. I'm sorry, like a bicycle link.
Oh,
yeah. So maybe 3 inches was on her arm, and a bigger one on the helicopter.
But a mark like it was painted on?
That one looked the one on the helicopter looked almost like it was burnt on there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do demons not like cats? I'm speculating at this point, yes.
Witches' familiars are usually cats that are demons in disguise.
Couldn't we always maybe go around to a few of the stores around here and ask, does anybody know about this particular symbol?
I don't know. What if it's like a witch's sign and we go to the witch's house and ask her and she's like, I'm having dinner tonight with you. Because we are kind of plump.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the donuts and the
steak
speak
dinner.
for yourself. I've been slimming down nicely.
Well, maybe you should just eat us.
That's fair. But if we do get a hold of an actual witch, we could interview her for the website. which seems like a big get.
Yeah. So you're gonna go home and call it a night, and then regroup tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, you go home and you can turn on your news and.
Do we have internet?
You have America Online. Your dial-up modem. Yeah.
I'm gonna put the picture of the symbol out there and say, does anybody know what this is? See if anybody responds on a bulletin board and stuff.
You don't get any good leads.
Okay. It is
kind of vague. Yeah. Yeah. And then, I mean, you can turn on the TV and you can see stories of the helicopter crash.
Do they use my pictures?
They do. And you see Archie in the background waving.
Oh my God. Archie, get on the phone.
They got my good side.
You're on TV.
And one shot has.
I'm holding half a cat. Oh no.
One shot has the ASPIC band in the background with your logo prominently displayed.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So that was August 15th. So now it's the morning of August 16th. Anything on the agenda?
Probably I'll go to my temporary job at Blockbuster.
I'm going to log on to the website and check our website and see if we've got any hits.
Yeah, you had 3 unique visitors overnight. But one of them was Archie's mom, you think. And one person.
She's unique.
One person signed up to be a member of the forum that you guys host, bringing the grand total up to 12 people.
Yes.
It's just the beginning. Someday we'll have 100.
Think big.
Right, and I'll drive around a neighborhood and plaster up my homemade signs. Have you seen this full cat?
So you go
ahead.
You go to the neighborhood and you drive around and you can talk to people, ask around, and when the topic of like cats comes up, several people refer to the crazy cat lady in the neighborhood. And there's a house just maybe 2 blocks from the location. It's they give you directions, and so there's about 2 blocks from the intersection. There's an old 2-story, very dilapidated house. Windows are boarded up. Yard is unkept. There's maybe 15 or 20 cats kind of milling around the front yard, the backyard. The backyard opens up to the alley. And then you notice on the front door, there's looks like there's like a white piece of paper somebody posted on the front door.
Oh, is it my wanted poster?
Nope.
Oh, well, he'll stick one of those next to it while he's going up to look.
You want to go look at the poster on the wall on the door?
Yeah. Once the other 2 are around, this might warrant an interview.
Okay. Give me one moment. Where is...
Whoever shall read this will become
It's
a calico cat. No.
Condemned.
There it is. All right. So, it's an announcement from the Department of Code Enforcement. The house will be torn down on August 18th for numerous health code violations, which doesn't surprise you based on what you see. And it tells the owner, Dorothy Stotz, Dottie, Dorothy Stotz, Stotz. There will be social workers on hand to escort her out of the house. Does your character have any law skill? Any law?
Oh, I can't imagine. Let me check. No, just the base.
Okay, yeah. Right. So, and then it's signed Inspector Fitch, Fitch. So, Department of Code Enforcement, Inspector Fitch. House will be torn down on the 18th. And then one of these cats rubs up against your leg.
Oh, nice kitty.
And inside, and you're on the porch, you hear a very loud TV, like someone's watching the news or something inside, very loudly.
Well, I don't want to disturb them without my full retinue of canon friends. So yeah, he'll go back and call, and once we regroup and everything, fill everyone in on that.
So what is that? You're gonna tell them about the sign and the
the sign,
the crazy cat lady,
the lady. He is like on the phone. He'll also mention it's interesting. It's being torn down on the 18th, and if my math is right, that would be the 9th life of the cat, because today is the 15th, which is the hump day, as it were, of the 9 lives.
We have 4 days left.
More. 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, yes, you're correct.
I think
we have 2 days before the house is torn down.
Oh.
Today's the 16th.
Oh, it's the 16th.
Yeah.
Okay.
The house will be torn down on the 18th.
Well, it's got to be a witch.
Yeah.
And you said her name is Stotz?
Stotz, Stotz.
Dottie Stotz?
Yep.
Dottie Stotz.
Yep.
That is the name.
Well, this is our one chance to interview her before they tear down her house.
Do we need garlic or anything? Does that work on witches?
Scissors. You need scissors.
I think that's werewolves, Archie.
Scissors. You need scissors.
Okay. I'm sure I can find
some. Which is you put scissors you'll put open scissors underneath their seats and they get stuck.
But you could just ask the witch, please.
Well, we're not going to torture the woman. We just want to be. But if she's a witch, she might want to have us for lunch. So we just have to defend ourselves.
She could be vegan.
No. Which is her?
She's a new age witch, a hippie witch.
It's true. I see now why you wouldn't want garlic seasoning on you.
Yeah. Well, none of us are Russians, so I mean, she could be related to Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga likes Russian meat. All right, let's just be friendly, I guess. She's probably will be a bitter, angry old woman if she's getting thrown out of her house.
Oh, by the way, before I forgot, we've got a few more hits on our website.
Oh.
So the new pictures seem to have sparked something, at least with someone.
So are hits equal to people? Like if we get 3 hits, is that 3 people, or is that?
Well, isn't that what a unique visitor is? Like a unique person who visited, as opposed to one person,
right?
Coming back and back.
Where's that voice coming from?
Sorry.
Sorry, the radio is on a very strange channel. Let me turn that off. But yes, no, a unique visitor is a IP address, I believe they call it. It's yes, it could be my mother on a different computer, but
we did get a new subscriber.
Oh, that's cool. Well, let's go see if the witch is a witch. Maybe the cat's the witch.
It seems like a very poor witch if that's the case.
She's getting hit by things.
Although knowing my movie history, witches do have a tendency to have things land on them.
Like
Houses?
houses?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't believe the cat was wearing slippers, though. I would have noticed. As a note, if we look at our plastic bag of half a cat, how's that treating us?
Oh my God! You left that in your car?
You brought the cat with you.
Well,
it's still very much dead.
Yeah. Well, I'm not opening the bag.
All right.
Your car is going to stink for months.
We're being very silly.
It's all right. I'll just get a new car. Yeah, let's go talk with her. Yes.
So the three of you are gonna walk up onto the porch, knock on the door.
Yeah.
And who's gonna do most of the talking?
Well, it's Archie's idea.
Okay. Archie, you're the man. All right. So Archie, you knock on the door and TV's still quite loud. And takes a few moments, but the door opens and you're all three of you are immediately hit with the smell of cat urine. Very strong. And in front of you is this little old lady with white hair and thick glasses, wearing a pink sweater. The glasses have the chain, around her neck. Looks at you for a second. Can I help you?
Hello, Mrs. Stotz. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. It's Archie Fleming, a member of the Arizona Society of Paranormal Investigations Club, and we were hoping to take a minute. I'm Archie Fleming, and he's gonna increase the volume a little bit. We're with a club. We want to talk about your cats.
Well, I have lots of cats. I love cats. A real cat person.
Do you have a calico cat?
I do. Her name's Penny. She's my favorite cat.
Could we see Penny?
Sure. And she kind of steps aside and she points behind her, and you see a little calico cat kind of licking its leg.
Does the pattern match?
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Stotz, are you a witch?
Am I a bitch?
No. A witch, a Wiccan.
No, I'm Catholic.
You're Catholic. Same thing.
Yeah.
We think your cat is magical.
No, my cats are just normal cats. They love me very much.
But it keeps coming back from the dead.
We think.
Yeah.
Penny's right there.
Guess so.
Penny wanders off.
Do you let Penny out at night?
I do. Likes to go out.
I'm sorry. Do you let Penny out at night?
I do, young man. She likes to go out.
Well, okay. Did you read this thing on your door here?
Oh, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm not leaving. This is my house. I know
Yeah.
my rights.
It's wrong that they're going to try to get you out of the house. Well, if you are a witch, that's cool.
Mhm.
And if your cat is a magical cat, that's cool. Thanks.
We don't taste very good. Just throwing that out there.
I'm going
No.
back to my news show.
Would you like some perfume?
No.
Thank
Okay.
you.
She nods and she closes the door. Okay, so
Total witch.
So you had a glimpse at her house. It definitely seems like a hoarding situation is going on. There's stuff, junk everywhere, cats everywhere, stinks of cat urine. Really not pleasant. Okay. I would like you to make a listen roll and a spot hidden roll.
Listen.
Is there a listen skill? I think there is, right?
Yeah, I can pass that. And finally, I passed spot hidden. Passed them both.
Yes, a hard on both.
Regular on both for me.
I got a 50 out of 50 for listen and a 20 out of 50 for spot hidden.
Okay. So two things you notice that seemed unusual. One, when she opened the door a bit to let you see Penny, you did see on the far side of the room, you saw what you presume to be like a door down to the basement. And pretty sure it looks like some stuff was in front of the door, was recently moved to open the door. Like she recently moved some stuff to go down there. And two, she's playing the TV quite loud, so you're able to hear what she was listening to while you guys are having this conversation. And you're familiar with like the morning weekday morning talk shows and whatnot. And the show that she was watching, you check your watch, it doesn't match the time. It's like it's a show that was on like an hour ago, essentially.
I don't think she would know how to work a VCR machine because, no person over 30 years old knows how to work one of those. My mom calls me every 3 days, wants me to fix the VCR. Did I see any crucifixes on her wall inside?
You saw some old, maybe some framed pictures and whatnot on the wall, sofa, a lot of junk everywhere.
I didn't see crucifix, so maybe she's not as Catholic as.
Could be an Easter Catholic, but I'm seeing what you mean.
I don't know. I feel sorry for her. They're gonna tear her house down.
I mean, at this point, will she even notice?
Well, she's gonna notice when they drag her out of the house. I put her in some old retirement home that's probably really subpar.
I'd really hate to see that happen to her.
No. I would suggest that we intercept Penny at night, but I can't help but shake the feeling that we might be stricken by this chain madness.
Yeah. I don't want to have that cat in my arms when the sun crashes into the earth, or what could happen? A mad motorcyclist suddenly runs you over. I don't get it. Let's go to the library and see if we can find anything about that symbol. That makes the most sense right now.
I don't know. I still think it's maybe a gang symbol.
Yeah, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but.
Well, the biggest library would be at the Arizona State University. That's in Tempe. It's outside of Phoenix. You're welcome to go there.
Phoenix doesn't have a big library?
I'm going to say that the biggest one would be at the ASU.
Right. How far is Tempe from
45
Phoenix?
minutes, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Let's go there at the University Library.
And you also have this woman's name.
Dottie?
That could be a lead.
We could look her up. I don't know. We'd find her addresses about it, her phone number if she had one.
Yeah, we also know the inspector name as well. We could
Fitch.
talk to them, but again, it sounds like it's mostly just a sad situation for Dorothy. It's quite sad.
Okay, well, it takes you about 45 minutes to get out there. You park. Big university. You get to the ASU library. And you look up Dottie Stotz or Dorothy Stotz. And one individual of that name does come up. She was an archaeologist from the 40s and 50s out of the University of Vermont. And she did most of her work in Southeast Asia. And apparently she was if it's the same person, she was the sole survivor of an expedition to Burma in 1955 that disappeared under unknown circumstances.
Burma. What do we know about Burma? Burma. Isn't Burma? No. There's some jungle out there, isn't it?
I believe so. Interesting.
Archaeologist, I almost thought she would be involved in Egypt, in which case I would say, oh, now we have a cat connection. But,
It is possible that she found something there, but unless she just recently was digging through stuff from that time, that's quite a gap.
Yeah.
Although the basement was just open, perhaps she was storing, maybe she found some sort of witch book there.
Maybe some cat statue. I mean, we're really like pushing our speculation.
Even for our website.
None of our readers will believe this.
I can't really remember exactly where Burma is exactly, but wasn't it? It might just be me, but wasn't it located maybe somewhere around the Bermuda Triangle?
No, that's
okay. I'm thinking
other side of the planet. This is China, Japan, Korea area.
Yeah.
Let's do some research and see if we can find the symbol. Now at least we can kind of look under East Asian mythology.
Very clever. All right. Okay. So you want to look through like Southeast Asian mythology,
cats,
legends,
Southeast Asian
history.
Symbols.
Okay. Well, you have to connect the dots. You look for this, which leads to that, which leads to that, so on, so on. You don't find much in the way of cats. You do find chains comes up. And a chain is associated with some sort of, you're not sure if it's a god or a deity or some sort of principle of force of nature or whatnot, but something referred to as a forgamon, AFORGOMON, the god of the hours and cycles.
God of the hours and cycles.
And a forgamon, from what you read, keep digging deeper. A forgamon is sort of a counterbalances against another force or principle referred to as Zezanoth, the lurking chaos. XEXANOTH. And you continue reading, and Zezanoth appears to be related to, comes up in magical rituals, often related to time manipulation. And while the Forgamon plays a role of sort of correcting these disruptions in time. And then you find, and then that all leads to, and Nathan, can I get you to read this?
Greeting, O Calaspa, he said harshly. I have come against my own will and judgment. The lore that you request is in this volume, and since you saved me in former years from the inquisitorial wrath of the time god's priests, I cannot refuse to share it with you. But understand well that even I, who have called upon names that are dreadful to utter and have evoked forbidden presences, shall never dare to assist you in this conjuration. Gladly would I help you to hold converse with the shadow of Belthoris, or to animate her still unwithered body and draw it forth from the tomb. But that which you propose is another matter. You alone must perform the ordained rites, must speak the necessary words, for the consequences of this thing will be more dire than you deem. I care not for the consequences, if it is possible to bring back the lost hours which I shared with Belthoris. Think that I could content myself with her shadow, wandering thinly back from the borderland, or that I could take pleasure in the fair clay that the breath of necromancy has troubled and has made to arise and walk without mind or soul? Nay, the Belthoris I would summon is she on whom the shadow of death has never yet fallen. It seemed that Atmex, the master of doubtful arts, the vassal of, umbrageous powers, recoiled and blanched before my vehement declaration. Bethink you, he said with minatory sternness, that this thing will constitute a breach of the sacred logic of time and a blasphemy against Aforgamon, god of the minutes and the cycles. Moreover, there is little to be gained, for not in its entirety may you bring back the season of your love, but only a single day, torn with infinite violence from its rightful period in time. Refrain, I adjure you, and content yourself with a lesser sorcery. Give me the book, I demanded. My service to Aforgamon is forfeit. With due reverence and devotion, I have worshipped the time god and have done in his honor the rites ordained from eternity, and for all this the god has betrayed me. While Atmex lurked on in silence, I wounded my right arm to its deepest vein on the sharp-ticked Naman of the dial, and letting the blood drip from zone to zone, from orb to orb on the graven agate, I made unlawful sacrifice and intoned aloud in the name of the lurking chaos, Zexanoth, I think, an abominable ritual composed by a backward repetition and jumbling of litanies sacred to the time god.
What on earth are you reading?
If I'm being honest, I'm not quite sure.
Is that from a book?
Some obscure text on Southeast mythology. Yeah.
That's well, if we put that sort of together, and is she and you said that the clock, the TV program was off.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I did mention something about some sort of weird alternate timeline.
Maybe.
Yes.
Did she try to capture some moment in time? And
well, she did say Penny was her favorite cat. So is it possible that Penny died and then she keeps bringing back the cat on the day it died? Well, the something like that.
Just bring it back.
Maybe like some sort of endless time loop or something.
Yeah.
Well, what if we break the sequence? Like grab the cat and bring it home.
So then the cat doesn't die.
Of course, maybe it will die anyway. It could be a meteorite, it could be an airplane or a helicopter or...
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't think I would enjoy a plane crashing into my house while I'm standing in there.
Do we just need to talk with Dorothy and maybe tell her to stop doing the ritual?
What's the chain thing, though?
Well, is the chain... because there's two, right? There's the one that allows the manipulation and the other that hates the manipulation.
The gods of time.
Right. So if we go with this, it's basically one of them is trying to correct this cat that should not be alive.
And whatever it is causing the cat to be killed, whether it's by getting hit by a car, a meteorite, by having somebody snap its neck, or
Right.
by your niece said she had a headache. I'm there's no way to find out, but I wonder if the car that hit the cat has that mark on it now too. I wonder if the
Yes.
mark has something to do with one of these gods, Zezanoth or a Formagon. Can we see if we can find anything on that, Brian?
The chain is associated with a Forgamon.
Forgamon.
Okay, so hear me out on something really quick, okay? Timeline, if they happen, they say you could go back in the past, you could change something, keep something from happening, right? But then there's also the theory that if you go back in time, it's something like maybe a static timeline, and that even if you go back in time, something that's meant to happen is always going to happen.
It's always going to happen.
So maybe it's something like this, and that's why the cat keeps dying in a variety of different ways, because the cat is meant to die. It's not supposed to be alive. So each time its fate is tried to be changed, something else comes along and kills it, around the same type of death as before.
Well, it makes sense. If the reason why you're casting the spell is because you want your cat back, then the cat had to have died in order for you to cast the spell.
Good point.
So every time it dies, unless something from the outside interferes, which maybe is us.
You could easily test your hypothesis.
There's that voice again.
Excuse me, we're having a conversation, librarian. Please. Well,
Actually, I think Brian is stuck.
Oh, yes. Oh, dear. Speaking of time loops.
Let's hold on for a second. Oh, there he is.
There he is. I don't want to sound cruel to this kitten because it's already had such a rough lives. But at this point, it kind of seems like it's a goner. And the more we try and save it, I feel like we're just going to get hit by a meteor. So maybe we could just stop it from coming back before Dorothy destroys the city by bringing her cat back repeatedly.
So you think maybe it would be more kind to just let the cat die and stay dead?
It doesn't seem like it's a good way to go. None of those have been exactly peaceful in its sleep, I would say.
I wonder if there's a way around it, though. I mean, if the cat doesn't go out.
Oh, interesting. I feel like it's going to get hit by a bookshelf or something, though.
Actually, the only other way out of it is to stop her from trying.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know that we really care that much. I mean, it's not really our problem, but
my only concern is last night was a helicopter. I just worry is there a gas main that goes through? Like, to what level does this go? Yeah.
It could be literally anything.
I mean, it could just trip on a crack and die. Like, it's difficult to say the level.
If her house gets knocked down in a couple of days, she's not going to be able to do whatever she's doing, magic or.
Well, there's this bit about the blood dropping from orb to orb, kind of near the end. Do you think perhaps that she's performing some sort of ritual maybe in the morning or something?
Maybe she doesn't know what she's doing.
I can't. Is it possible she's hiding that in the basement? Because we noticed that recently was opened.
I don't know. Do archaeologists get to take stuff home with them? I suppose they kind of sometimes get to. You know what? I got an idea. Let's look up her again and kind of calculate how old she must be. Because what if this has been going on for a long time?
Do you think maybe there's any way we could just, I don't know, sneak over to her house in the middle of the night and sneak into her basement?
Well, I think we could. We're going to get cats, and I doubt that she'd wake up. She probably sleeps. And
yeah.
Well, she wakes up and she hears any kind of noise or whatever coming from the basement. Really, all we have to do is just say meow, and she'll just probably think it's one of her cats.
Well, she's got 100 cats. I'm sure they're knocking stuff over and making noise all night long. So she probably wouldn't notice any noise. I'm not sure I want to go into that stinky house.
You can get some nose plugs or the camper.
Wonder if
something like that.
Did you see whether the basement opened to the outside? On the side of the house?
Yeah, good question. It
did not.
No casement windows?
No.
Okay.
So I don't know I doubt that she's got any kind of security. Probably doesn't even lock the doors at night. I suppose we could sneak in the middle of the night. And we got to be really super quiet.
Well, is it really breaking in if you just open the door and walk in?
We're not supposed to be there, but we're not actually trying to steal her or rob anything from her, or we're just
maybe liberate an artifact.
We're not even.
I mean, if anything, this will probably be for her own benefit anyway, because who knows what kind of effect this is having on her.
Besides, they're going to knock the house down day after tomorrow.
I suppose the easiest solution would just be rip a couple days out of the destruction company's calendar and then they just destroy it. I'm kidding, of course.
Let's do it. Let's sneak in. It's dangerous. It's crazy.
It's exciting. Do we need ski hoods, or is that just suggested?
I don't know. We don't want to scare her to death either.
That's true.
I don't think she'll wake up at all, my guess.
Probably not. She's probably asleep on the television. We might even have to tuck her in.
Let's dress in black and let's get flashlights, but we'll keep the flashlights, pointed down.
Right. Yes, I'll go buy us some turtlenecks.
Cool.
So probably just in and out really quick.
Yeah, we'll see what's down there. There might not be anything down there but a whole bunch of cat shit.
That's a terrifying thought that the basement is the litter box.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you're going to plan a breaking and entering scenario at night while she's sleeping.
While she's sleeping. We're going to dress all in black turtlenecks.
Okay.
We're going to have flashlights.
Wear sneakers.
Are you going to do anything? I mean, it's lunchtime now. You have plenty of time. Is there anything else you want to do?
Well, I mean, Rihanna probably would love to go shopping for turtlenecks. We'll go to J.C. Penney's.
Ooh, so French.
My kind of French. Well, we could go to Target, but they don't have as much clothes as J.C. Penney's. All right, so we're going to go shopping. and it's very exciting. But we're not planning any mischief, so.
Yes, I'll bring along a bag of cat toys, just like those little mice that you can hurl.
It's not the squeaky ones.
No. The little plush ones.
So what time are you gonna go to the house?
About 10:30. So we know she's asleep.
About 10:30. Okay. Okay. So
I
you
guess
go there about
we'll also find out at
10:30. You
what
park.
happened.
Is it on fire?
Yeah. So you arrive about 10:30, and you notice that that a electrical pole fell, and you ask around, and apparently a cat was killed. And you notice that you look at the pole itself; it's still lying there on the sidewalk. It has a chain mark on it.
Okay. So we're going to go down the alley, and then we're going to come at her house from the back side.
Okay. So yeah, there was a back door. Lots of cats milling about. You sneak up to the back door, and you hear the TV playing very loudly.
Good. That'll cover us up. Can we peek through the windows and see if she's on the couch or if she's down?
The windows are boarded up. Yeah.
Oh.
Make a listening roll, please.
Pass. Actually, I got better than half. I got a hard.
A failure on my part.
I've got a 72.
Okay, so you guys you're listening carefully, before you break in, and Hoagie, you hear the TV, and then you listen for a moment, and like it's playing like some morning news show, like late morning-ish.
Morning news show.
Yeah.
What's that?
How far is the time dilated?
Oh. There may be no relation at all to real time at that point.
What if it's morning in there? She might be wide awake.
Well, we can always just tell her we're hot water heater inspectors.
As long as we don't get stuck in some weird time loop by walking in here. I mean, I could see us walking in here. We get stuck in some time loop and we're constantly repeating the same action over and over and over and over again.
If you see yourself, don't acknowledge it. Is that how it works? I'm not quite sure. I didn't watch Back to the Future.
I think in Back to the Future, he saw himself and he had to hide from himself. I'm remembering right.
Okay, so you're standing on the porch. You're prepared. It's about 10:30, 11. You're all set. You're set to break in, but Hoagie noticed that the TV's on, and she appears to be watching some sort of morning news show.
So what do we do? You don't use the flash.
I'm actually using the camera on record mode because I should totally record us breaking into this house. That's going to be for some amazing content.
I did that prior, and my lawyers did inform me that was not the wisest course of action.
Right. So you said that we can we see through any cracks if she's sitting on the couch?
Yeah, I mean, you can. The windows are boarded up, but there's like a little narrow crack, and you see some lights inside. The TV's on, and yeah, you think you see her watching TV, and there's cats.
Should one of us run around to the front door and knock? And then
keep her occupied?
We can sneak in the back door.
I might be able to keep her occupied, to have a chit chat with her. If you two are feeling sneaky, I'm not particularly sneaky. If I'm being truthful.
I don't know. I mean, what would you even talk to her about?
Oh, I can find something to talk about.
Talk about the giant rat creature. Das Teufel Nagatir. I mean, you should have encyclopedic knowledge of it by now.
Yeah. I'll dive into what I can recall.
All right. Yeah. Go around to the front. We'll wait to hear if she goes over there, and then we'll sneak in the door. I'm gonna very quietly try the back door to see if it's locked or not.
It's unlocked.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. In that case, I'll run up and knock quite loudly.
Okay. So you wait a few moments, and the door opens, and she. Oh, you again.
So the second I've heard her gone, yeah. As soon as I've heard her gone, then we open up the door quietly and sneak in. We're heading for the basement.
Okay. So Archie, you're just going to try to keep her distracted?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of try and quick talk of oh yes, we were thinking, I know this is an odd request, Mrs. Stotz, but we need to take account. Can you name all of your cats right now? Just looking over here, could you name every one of your cats? And descriptors would really be helpful.
Well, there's Penny the Calico. She's my favorite. I'll do anything for her.
I suspected as such.
And there's Leo. He's the black one.
Oh.
And then so on. Okay. So the two of you are at the back door. Archie, you can tell this woman is not. She's not very lucid. She's clearly very old, and maybe feeling a twinge of guilt, kind of tricking this poor old lady. But while you're talking to her, you see the back door open, and your two partners sneak in. You guys are coming in through the back door, and so you see the back of Dottie Stotz, and you see Archie talking to her from the porch. To your right is a kitchen. The kitchen dining table. There's a calendar on the wall in the kitchen, and then to your left is the doorway, presumably down to the basement.
Okay. Out of curiosity, what is the calendar set for?
It's a paper calendar. It says August 8th.
August 8th. Let's go. All right. So we know we can see where the garage door, the basement door is.
Hmm?
We'll very quickly go around and go through the basement door.
Okay. All right. You guys are in your ninja mode, and you sneak down the stairs. It's very dark. Is there a there's a little pull down. There's a little motion. Very light motion detector light. Then you see another light pole with a little chain on it. And needless to say, a lot of clutter, a lot of junk, stuff here and there. There's old furniture, bookshelves.
Can we see a path like she's something where it's less dusty, where we've seen her travel?
No, I can't really determine that. But one thing that does seem out of place is you see a body.
I see a what?
A body, a person.
A body.
Leaning up against the wall, like he's maybe passed out or something.
I'll go walk over towards it quietly.
Do you think that's a mannequin?
He's wearing a business suit, maybe in his late 40s, early 50s. He's he's slouching down. He's still breathing, not dead.
You said like he's in his 50s?
Late 40s, early 50s, yeah.
And he looks like he's asleep though? Or drunk?
Well, you want to take a closer look?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's some blood on the back of his head and the hair matted up, like maybe someone knocked him out.
can I walk up to him and maybe try to nudge him, see if I can get him to come to?
I mean, he momentarily just kind of like this, and then just falls unconscious again.
Can I reach in his pocket and pull out his wallet?
Sure. His ID is Tom Fitch. Seems to work with the Department of Code of Enforcement.
Oh my God, gee, over there.
Why would he be down here in her basement? So this woman is crazy?
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
What about him? We can't leave him here. What if she kills him?
We'll call the police.
All right. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so freaked out, heading up the stairs.
Okay, so as turned out, you're just gonna leave him there and then go back upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. So as you're heading back to the stairs, there's a shelf on the wall, and you see a number of look like artifacts, little statues, whatnot. You're guessing related to maybe Southeast Asian archaeology. And then you see a thin tube on the shelf, like a scroll almost.
How big are these things?
I'm sorry.
How big are these things?
I mean, they're not. I mean, they're just little figurines
Little
almost.
things.
Yeah, not massive.
What'd you ask, Raina?
Raina?
I said, do you see these right here? Should we maybe try to grab one as some sort of evidence to take back?
Yeah, stick them in our pockets.
What are you taking?
Everything.
So as you go to reach for the scroll, you feel this burning sensation in your forearm, and this chain link appears in your flesh, and your skin starts to smoke.
Oh no!
Are you okay?
So I'm getting out of here. Fuck the artifacts.
And then one last thing you see as you're heading upstairs on a pile is a looks like a sundial with like the pointy whatchamacallit, and then it has numerous engravings on the surface of it.
Okay.
And with that, you head up, and then Miss Stotz is still talking about her cats.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly go out the back door.
Okay. All right. Well, it's about 11:30, I'm guessing, p.m. outside. But the morning you heard the TV, it was some morning news show, and they said today on August 8th, blah 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 blah.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. It looks like your show is starting. Have a good evening,
Okay.
Dottie. Yes.
So yeah, as you see them head out, sneak out the back, you say sorry to bother you, and you head out.
So we meet back by the car.
Yeah.
We gotta call the police.
Yeah, she has way too many cats.
No, she's whacked some guy. She's got Fitch down in the basement.
Okay,
The
show
inspector?
Archie. Look, you need to show Archie your arm.
Uh-oh. Stay away from cats.
I reached for a scroll that I saw, and it burned me, and it fucking hurts. We need to call the police now because she's got a guy that she whacked in the head.
I tried to wake him up and he barely came conscious and then fell back out.
Also, it's August 8th inside the house.
Is that 7 or 8 days ago there?
That was
Because it was the 16th,
that was
right?
eight days ago. Today's the
Okay.
16th. Yeah.
Gotcha. Huh. You know what? I 1 second, and I'll go back up to the door. What day was the code enforcement labeled as being served on?
August 8th.
Hustle back to the alley. Okay. Theory. Fitch was telling her that he was going to take her house down. And you said he had blood, right?
Him. She must have whacked him somehow.
What if she whacked him with one of the orb things on the graven agate?
I don't know, but at this point, she's got that guy. I mean, do the people not know where he went? I mean, he must have been gone for 8 days.
Unless he's not gone because of time stuff.
Well, we did manage to get a few artifacts out of the house. So I don't know if any of those could mean anything.
Did we? I thought we weren't able to touch anything.
When you try to touch a scroll, you got
scroll.
That.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, the other articles are little tentacle
Statues.
Beasties and yeah.
I thought you weren't gonna steal anything.
Yeah. So make a is it idea or knowledge roll at this point? I don't.
Same thing.
INT or yeah.
Ale.
Luckily, I'm a powerhouse of intellect. Oh, actually, I got an extreme success.
I got a 36.
Okay, Raina. So so you guys are trying to piece together what's happening here. You're thinking about the timeline. You have these dates in place. August 8th, today's August 16th. According to your calendar, he put that notice up on August 8th. So according to your calendar, he would be down there for 8 straight days. But clearly, based on what you saw, it doesn't. He clearly has not been down there for 8 straight days.
No, but he's been missing from work for 8 days. If he's been
True.
down there for 8 days, they must be looking for him.
There has to be something somewhere or whatever. Somebody put up maybe a notice or something like that saying, "Have you seen such and such?" Or something, maybe.
So, I mean, you can.
Have you seen this business? Have you seen this?
Sorry, I covered those all up with my posters. I'm sorry.
Calling the police.
Yes, good idea.
Do we have a payphone somewhere nearby?
Yeah, over at the intersection by what's left of Keeler's Market.
Wait, the power line went down. Oh, maybe this one will still work.
That's a good
phones,
point.
I think, are underground.
Good point.
So I'm going to go to the phone and dial 911.
And you're going to report that. Yeah, okay, 911.
Are you looking for a missing man named John Fitch?
I don't think so, sir. Are you following a missing persons report?
There is a house I'll give him the address. The old lady in the house has been condemned. It's going to get knocked down. I think she's got that guy tied up in the basement. She's crazy.
Well, I could send a squad car over if that's what you're asking.
Yes, send a squad car. Yeah, she's crazy. She's got this guy tied up in the basement.
Okay. All right. Well, I will put out a bulletin and we'll get someone there as soon as we can.
Thanks. Now, do we want to hide in the park and watch?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I did get some popcorn the other day, so there's that. Are you sure you want to hold on to those hot relics?
Just little statues. Here's one.
I mean, only the small relics seem to affect us negatively. I guess the regular relics are fine, maybe.
I don't know. That stroll burned the fuck out of me. I hope this doesn't mean that I'm the next thing that kills the cat.
So you're gonna follow on the cat and cause the cat.
I ain't gonna be here tomorrow.
Well, not to do things, but if she's mucking with the timeline, you may be destined to kill the old lady too.
Oh. Yeah, we should probably keep an eye on what's going on and try to figure out what we could do because we need to get this mark off of his arm or something.
Let's see what happens when the police go in the house.
So you're just going to hide out in the bushes and
Across the street.
All right. Well, I mean, 20 minutes later, a cop car pulls up, and the red and blue lights are flashing, and the little spotlight is pointed towards the house, and they go knock on the door, and they chat with this old lady for maybe 10 minutes or so, and then they walk off and hop back in their car.
The fuck? She's
Phoenix
too
police
old.
are idiots.
Yeah.
They didn't go check in the basement.
They didn't even check.
Didn't you see the news article? All their budget's gone to animal control.
They still have to check. They got a report that there's somebody tied up in their basement and they didn't check.
Okay, so are you guys gonna go get him out?
Why? I mean, that's their job, and they're driving away.
I mean, I don't have a gun. With just waiting and leaving this guy to die because if we don't do anything and we know he's down there, he's probably going to die.
I think that he's stuck down there forever.
All right. Well, it's about midnight. I mean, 12:30. It's getting late.
I don't know what to do.
Okay, I think we have to be heroes today. I think there comes a time where you need to reach deep inside and find that courage to go save Tom Fitch.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if you guys left, I was going to burst into the basement, try to do something on my own.
It's all right. I think if with you two, I think you can do it, and I'll bravely distract her again. And let me tell you, that list of cats, that's tough to listen to.
You're distracting her at 12 midnight.
Well, not to her.
She probably doesn't even know what time it is.
I mean, who knows if she ever knew what time it was.
I think it's your turn to go downstairs.
Reach deep, Archie. Reach deep. All right. Brianna, lead the way.
Why don't we just break in and just walk in and say, hey, lady, we know you got the guy in your basement. I mean, what's she going to do? She's 80 years old.
I mean, Archie could always hit her on the head and knock her unconscious, and we could just drag the guy out.
We don't need to knock her unconscious.
I'm not going to hit an old lady. Yeah.
She can't do anything.
That's a good point. There does seem to be a minimal amount of danger. Okay, I'll lead the way.
And we need something to get that scroll, but we got to do it with like a pair of tongs or something.
Good idea.
Take your shirt off and give it to me. I'll use that to pick up the scroll.
I'm not falling for that again.
The turtleneck? It's brand new.
Did you keep the receipt?
No. That's for people that don't have too much.
Day, yes.
Why would you return something? Just buy a new one. Okay. All right. I'll walk in the back door ready to
So all three of you, or just one?
I think we should just knock on her front door and say, look, lady, we know what you're doing.
Yeah. I agree.
You need to let that guy go.
Okay. I'm gonna go on the back door. That seems yeah.
Okay.
Good plan.
We'll go to the front door.
Yeah. What's some 80, 90-year-old woman gonna do to all three of us?
Do you want to go with him or do you want to go with me, Rihanna?
I'll come with you, Hokey.
Okay. So we're gonna go to the front door, knock on it, and then just confront her.
And then Archie's going to bravely
bravely
sneak into the back door. Okay. Fine. Okay. All right, so you knock on the door. Archie goes around back, and you two knock on the door. And a few moments later, the lady comes up and enters the door. And so many interruptions today. I'm just trying to watch my TV show.
Yeah, sorry, lady, but we know what you're up to. We know you've got somebody stuck in your basement, and you need to stop screwing around with the timeline.
Sorry. She seems confused. Who's in my basement? What time? What is it? Time for lunch? What?
You whacked that Fitch guy when he came to serve notice on your house.
We're not going to leave this guy to die in your basement.
You're using some kind of magic.
Who are you again?
You know who we are. We were here yesterday. We figured it all out because your cat keeps dying.
Weren't you here a few hours ago?
What's this on my arm? Do you know what this is?
It's like is that a bruise?
It's the symbol for Formagon. Forgamon, mom.
Okay, as soon as she hears that name mentioned, she slams the door in your face.
Oh no.
Archie. Okay, she attempts to slam the door in your face. Archie, you're downstairs. You were told there'd be a body down here, a person, and you see him. Yeah.
All right. I looked at my character sheet. I have 25 strength. So I am going to attempt to carry him, but it's probably going to end up just dragging him by his feet up the stairs.
Banging his head on each step.
Yeah, probably.
All right, well, yeah, so you can like fireman carry, put him over your. We'll say he's a little guy. We'll say he's not.
Okay, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. And you get upstairs and you see little old Dottie Stotz. Dottie Stotz is trying to close the door, and Hoagie is pushing it open, and they're berating her about timelines and the guy in the basement. And
can I try to duck under Hoagie's arm and get into the house?
Get that sundial thing.
Okay, so sure. You duck under the arms and you bypass the little 85, 90-year-old woman, and you get inside the house, and you're surrounded by cats.
Archie is wheezing as he's dragging this guy through the kitchen.
She says, "What are you doing? I'm going to call the police. You can't do this. I know my rights."
Police were just
Where's
here.
my phone? And she goes off towards the kitchen.
I'm not going to let her call anybody. I'm going to pull the phone off the wall.
I'm just like, what about the rights of that unconscious guy in your basement? What about his rights?
Guys, he's still pretty heavy. He's pretty heavy.
She picks up the phone. What do? You gonna whack it out of her hand?
No, I'm gonna grab the wall cord and just yank it out of the wall.
Oh my God, you people are crazy.
Grab the sundial thing. I yell over at Rihanna.
So you're gonna run downstairs, Rihanna, and then Archie's gonna exit the door with the guy on the shoulder?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna run downstairs. I'm gonna try to find something to use to grab the scroll and get it out of there.
Every time you take precautions, but every time you try to grab the sundial or the scroll, you get this burning sensation in your arm. It's very painful. And in fact, you could actually, you could pick it up, but the pain is so intense that instinctually you just have to let it go.
Can she
terrible.
Pick it up with something so she doesn't touch it?
And any tools
Anything.
she uses, it's like something or somebody doesn't want you to take them out of the house.
Just the tools, right? Mr. Fitch is not.
The sundial and
something.
the scroll.
Okay.
Mr. Fitch is free to go.
Rihanna, take a picture of me being a hero.
Say cheese.
Thank you. Go dump him on the front.
Here
line.
I am after breaking into a house.
We just got to get out of the house with the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Archie's out. Rihanna is unsuccessful at absconding with the sundial and the scroll.
Come on, Rihanna, we got to go.
And she starts whacking. She grabs a magazine and starts whacking you on the head, Hoagie. You terrible young man, you. Get out of my house.
Whatever you're doing with the timeline, you need to stop. And then
I don't know what you're talking about the timeline.
Grab Rihanna and get out of the house.
Okay. All right. So she keeps whacking you on the back as you exit the house. I'm calling the police. Okay.
Try.
Okay. So it's like 1 o'clock in the morning at this point.
Yeah. And we get Fitch out.
You got Fitch out, yeah.
You should probably get hospital.
Get Fitch to the hospital.
Okay. Good thinking.
And just say that we found this guy in an old lady's basement.
But I don't get it. What are we supposed to do about these articles? I couldn't even grab a hold of it. It kept burning me no matter. I tried to put various objects over it, pick it up with something else. It doesn't work.
Well, hopefully Fitch, when he comes to, will tell the police that the old woman whacked him and they'll go investigate and tear down her fucking house.
Yeah, and removing the fellow with the blood, if she's not intentionally doing this, it may just stop.
Maybe. Oh, you think his blood was dripping on
I'm wondering.
Maybe that was what was doing it.
Yeah. Because you were saying, she didn't seem to know what the heck she was talking about, right?
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. She's a witch. She's just lying to us. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the cat's doing
crazy.
it. I don't know. I just want to get the fudge out of there.
Yeah, this is not very photographable. You got a picture of me being a hero, though, right? Do I need to stop and bring it back?
Those are just for us. We can't publish those pictures. She's not going to be able to describe us. She's going to call us young hooligans.
Yeah, I might show my family just so that they know how cool I am. But yeah. That's true. That's true.
I guess your most heroic fate.
You know, there was a guy once that stole $60,000 in diamonds, and he would have gotten completely away with it if he didn't show someone, a friend, who then immediately turned him in. Don't show anyone.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to take this guy to the hospital.
All right. So you just drop him off.
Well, we're going to have to answer some questions. We'll tell him that we found him in an alley and that he looked like some people were beating him up, and I don't know, we'll make some shit up.
Okay.
So we're not going to say
we don't know who he is.
Found him in some woman's house.
Right.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so you give him the story. Sure. I mean, it's not a super serious injury. He's got whacked on the head, maybe a slight concussion.
And now we're going to find out the next day that there's 2 Fitches. The next day there's 3 Fitches.
I'm gonna make a note of that.
And then 5 Fitches.
If the hospital burns down, we have a cat situation.
I want to get as far away from that house now as possible because I got this mark on my arm.
You're super tired at this point. It's probably 2 a.m.
Can I just crash on your garage couch?
Sure. Yeah. You can stay in the spare room too if you want.
Strip Raina off. I like your garage couch.
And Raina, you're going to go back to your house?
I'm gonna look at them act like I think for a moment. I'm not really sure I want to go be alone right now because if I was to go back home, what if something happens in the middle of the night?
I mean, you probably have that mark. You have that mark now as well because you tried to pick up those items.
I think yes, you're more than welcome to stay here. Full disclosure, I will be locking my door just in case you have any sleepwalking cat episodes.
Or if we both go crazy and try to kill you in your sleep.
Yeah, I was trying to be diplomatic about it.
Okay, so you guys go back to Archie's house. You're concerned. You have these marks on your arms. I mean, it looks just like a burn mark. Other than that, I mean, it doesn't seem to be any sort of supernatural or elements to it. It's like just a burn. Probably heal in a few days. I mean, you're guessing. Which of your characters is well, you probably all are. Is there a Star Trek fan in the group?
Yeah, I like Star Trek.
Okay. So you spent a bit of time talking about what you've witnessed. Dead cats. There's some time hijinks going on, like inside her house, some sort of bubble or loop or whatever you want to call it. You've discovered some clues about a Forgamon and Zezanoth, and trying to formulate theory, how to fix it, how to stop it. And Hoagie, while you're sleeping, you have an epiphany in the middle of the night. You remember, you're not sure if it was an episode of Star Trek, or maybe Doctor Who, or maybe it was a short story you read at some point, but you remember a story about a similar kind of time loop situation where the time loop was broken by interfering with the ritual that created the time loop in the first place, where someone started it through some like ritual or whatnot, and it was someone basically interrupted it by kind of preventing the successful conclusion of the event, which is ended up interrupting it and essentially closing out the time loop.
Well, all right. So next morning then?
Yeah, next morning
I
you wake
think
up.
I would want to confirm that something is still looping. And as soon as I'm convinced that something's still looping, I'll call them.
So you want to go back there at 7:45?
Yeah, well, I'll be like, yeah. Well, I'll tell them this theory during the day. That what if we have to stop her from starting the time loop right after the cat dies.
What if we actually need to do something before the cat dies, though?
But then she wouldn't have done the spell.
Do we just need to take her out for a day on the town?
Oh, I thought you were going to say we just need
Oh,
to
goodness.
take her out.
No.
I mean, she's already halfway out the door.
Yeah, that's true.
What point is the reset?
Right.
The reset's got to be the moment the cat dies, don't you think?
Well, I know the last night when we were there, we had got there like, maybe right when the cat had died because the foam hole had fell over, right?
Yes, I think you're onto something because the cat dies and she's watching the morning news.
The time in her house isn't the same as time outside.
Right. And it's offset. So would that mean if we're just off by a few hours, does she do the ritual during the day?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, presumably the cat would die. Someone would tell her cat was killed, right?
And then she would do the spell.
And then she would get upset, grab whatever tools she needs to do this ritual, do the spell.
Wait, so if it's 8 o'clock about-ish when we went there, and the cat dies at 7:45, is she just off by 12 hours? Would she find out about the cat dying at about 8-ish in the morning?
How would she find out? Somebody would have to tell her.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy that was in her basement unconscious was the one that told her cat had died.
How would he know? Unless it would have been the first person to maybe run over the cat that would feel guilty and go to her house and tell her that he hit her cat.
Well, and I'm sorry.
So maybe this guy killed her cat, came over to let her know, maybe tried to apologize, maybe was just whatever about it. She hits him over the head, drags him into the basement, performs some weird ritual.
Can I point out that there's a gap between the number of confirmed dead cats and the start of the cycle?
Right.
Because if it's August 8th inside her house, your first dead cat is confirmed on August 12th. That was the meteor. So, yeah, there's a gap there. I mean, perhaps there's more dead cats. I mean, you haven't discovered them.
We do an idea roll. I'm not getting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
Sure.
we just have to spend the day with her.
I fail.
Or I succeed. Strangely.
So the cat dies, and then at some point she's going to find out about it. Once she finds out, she's going to do this ritual to return time back. So she returned time back to the 8th, which is where she's stuck. But she could have performed the ritual on the 12th when she heard about the meteorite. Maybe she saw it on the news.
Unless there's a previous dead cat.
Yeah.
Unless there's a dead cat on the August 8th.
Yeah. The truly horrible solution would be to just go in and kill her cat.
The vector control, the animal control, maybe they came to pick up the cat on the 8th.
Excellent idea.
They are punctual.
Yeah.
So we'd have to find out from them if they picked up a dead cat on the 8th in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, they people report dead animals. They collect them. Maybe they keep them for a few days for owner to claim the body, and eventually they would be, burned or something, disposed of.
Burned, yeah.
Maybe we just call up their hotline and see.
Hopefully they didn't collect 15 cats that day and 30 dogs.
Well, I mean, you'd be able to tell them cats at this location
Right.
Yeah.
at this time.
Yeah. Let's call them and see.
Yeah.
See if they can tell us, and just tell them we missed our cat.
Oh, so you tell them that your cat disappeared. You're concerned that it died or something.
Calico cat disappeared on the 8th.
She, the operator, says she's sorry to hear that, and she can't really give any information over the phone, but she encourages you to come by the office and.
Why can't you give us information over the phone?
Sorry, sir, it's policy. You feel free to come by our office. We're right here in Phoenix. We're pretty helpful in person.
Can you give us information if we come into the office?
Sure, we get people all the time come in looking for pets, dogs and cats, and yeah.
I'm just gonna hang up the fucking phone. We got to go into the fucking office. Sorry, my language.
Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty nice with that huge budget they've got. They've really got a nice shelter area.
Is she afraid that some sort of security measure? I mean, that we're going to national security's got. I am pissed. Let's go.
Well, they get lots of. Who knows how many dead pets they have? I mean.
I'd really like to know if you've got any dead animals. Can you just tell me over the phone? I'm busy.
It's obvious. She just didn't want to look.
All right.
So,
let's just go in.
You called her lunchtime. Okay. So it's the Phoenix Administrative Center. There's a number of city offices are there. You find the animal control office. You walk in, there's a middle-aged, kind of short, kind of frumpy woman tapping away at a computer, and she sees you, and you hear in the background, you hear lots of barking of dogs, like maybe an animal shelter, temporary shelter. Can I help you?
You ask, Archie. I might lose my cool.
Yeah, good idea. Did you find a calico cat answering to the name Penny? Well, I guess it wouldn't because it's dead, but at this intersection?
I believe we do, as a matter of fact. Is it yours?
Sure.
Its name is Penny. It'll answer to that name if it's still alive.
And you're here to identify the body and take it. Is that?
Yeah, sure.
You're not one of those satanic cults, are you?
Well, no, it's next.
Please,
to
I'm
kin.
Catholic. Yeah.
It's just this cat was really, really important to us.
Mm-hmm.
We've had it ever since it was a kitten. And I can't imagine going too long without seeing the cat again. I'm just really hoping it's not ours.
Oh, I understand. And yeah, we get this kind of request a lot. So yeah, if you follow me, I'll take you back. And you're looking for a calico cat, you said, correct?
Yes, I have
in a specific neighborhood?
Yes, a specific neighborhood. I can show you the back half of it if you need.
But that was a different cat.
Well, we do have half a cat.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not trying to collect the pair. Let's just go look at the first one.
Okay. She escorts you. She waves you in and takes you to a back room. And there's this kind of large room. There's on one wall is about 24 of these presumably kind of refrigerated units where they would keep dead animals. And then there's
it's refrigerated in Phoenix in August.
And then the middle of the room is a silver table. Like you'd see in like a doctor's office or something. And she's and each of the refrigerator units has a little tag on it, with the information about the animal that's there. And she's like looking around. She opens one up, and then she pulls this out, and it's a calico cat on a tray. She puts it on the table in front of you. It has a little tag on its paw with some writing on it. She pulls another one, the second cat, calico cat. And then she pulls another one, the third calico cat. And then another cat, a fourth cat.
Are they all identical?
Yeah.
It seems that way. Then a fifth cat. And then she goes over here. Then there's a sixth cat. She puts it on the table. And then a seventh cat, then an eighth cat.
Yes, these are ours.
And then a ninth cat. She has them laid out on the table in front of you, and she says, "Well, I hope this isn't the cat you're looking for. That'd be quite sad. I'll give you a few minutes. When you're done, let me know, and we'll get these cats back in the lockers and."
Okay.
They'll be disposed of sometime soon, I believe.
Thank you. So good. Do we just want to show, bring her the dead cats?
You mean the half a cat that you have in a bag?
No, one of these, the full cats. Well, I assume they're mostly full. That one might look like it got hit by a car, but.
Lady, not realize that these are all the same cat over and over again?
It's a little weird.
I mean, do you want to take a closer look at each of the cats to try to match them up? Is that?
Well, I mean, they're calicos. There's going to be brown, yellow, or colors on the same pattern over and over again.
And sometimes when cats they get in like a fight with another cat, then like a piece of cartilage is torn out the ear. Mm-hmm. They'll have the same missing piece. So you're 99.9% certain that it's the exact same cat.
Yep. Over and over and over again.
How long has this been going on?
Well, would you
9 days.
Would you like dates and details?
Yeah. Do they have the dates and details?
August 16th. That was yesterday. Electrical pole collapsed, killed a cat. August 15th, traffic helicopter killed a cat. August 14th, crazy young woman killed a cat. August 13th, man arrested for running over a cat. Cat killed. August 12th, meteor strike, killed a cat. August 11th, attempted robbery at the grocery store. Cat killed. August 10th, accidental shooting at the park. Cat killed. August 9th, off-leash dog attack. Cat killed. And August 8th, cat killed by a car.
Can we just say that is a much rougher neighborhood than I anticipated?
I mean,
Also, a couple of these are just smush. There's not much.
What's going to happen next? Is there going to be an elephant stampede, like when it gets loose from the circus and kills the cat this time?
Yeah, I mean, there are various states of, I mean, some are attacked, were torn up by dogs. The meteor cat is like splat.
The meteor one's just going to be the back paw with a tag attached to it.
The helicopter cat is like half a cat. Yeah, so it's pretty nasty.
Oh, let's do we grab one of these and
Yeah.
Tell the woman that that's our cat there. It doesn't look anything like the rest of these.
Yep. Can we get the most intact looking one?
And then
Maybe one of
We'll give you the fresh one. We'll say it's the one that was killed by the electrical pole that fell.
Its whiskers are all like up and down zigzags, though.
Well, its body is like this.
Yeah.
Whacked it. And then what are we going to do?
You're going to take the cat and show it to the lady.
She knows us now. She's going to think we're all.
Well,
so you're going to claim you're going to claim the cat. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, so sure. I mean, she has you fill out some paperwork, and you give her a sob story about whiskers, and how your daughter loved whiskers so much.
All those other cats are impastore.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. So, yeah, and then she gives you a little. I don't know what they gave you, like a box or something to take the cat out and take the cat with you.
Just a shoebox.
It's a sack.
Yeah. It's an envelope. Yeah.
Wait, it's buy one get one free.
Yeah. So you have this cat, and now your theory is starting to come together. The cat was killed on August 8th. You've confirmed this. So and it's August 8th inside the house, based on the calendar you saw. So presumably on August 8th, she was told her cat died. She got upset, and she cast some sort of magical ritual.
Right.
Which sets her back X number of hours. You're not entirely sure what. And then her day August 8th would start over for her with Penny. And then later that day, she'd let Penny out. Penny would die. She would cast a ritual again.
So we have to wait and see for her to let the cat out. Okay. Because she didn't see us on August 8th when she let the cat out. So she wouldn't remember us if she's stuck on that date.
Good point.
And then we can show up a few minutes later and say, oh, we accidentally hit your cat. And then we have to beat the crap out of her and steal her stuff so that she can't do the magical spell.
So you're going to beat the crap out of a 9-year-old?
No, I'm just joking. But
no, we'll
at
take
that
her
point, she
to
hasn't
bury
done
it.
the spell.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we just got to distract her for a while. Right? Maybe?
Yeah.
You mean prevent her from casting the spell?
Yeah.
Well, but the spell's part of the loop.
Yeah, but it's at the end of it's at the beginning of the loop. And I mean, it's not at the beginning of the loop. The beginning of the loop is her finding out the cat's dead. So if we stop her from casting the spell at that point, then she never casts the spell.
So what do? Just walk up. We have your bag of cat.
We say we accidentally hit your cat. She won't remember us.
Yeah.
You're going to do this before the actual cat is killed at 7:45, or
Right, after she lets the cat out.
So let the cat out at 7:40. Cat will die. You're not sure how at this point.
Right.
And then you're going to report to her that her cat died.
Right.
Okay, sure.
And we're going to tell her not to do the magic spell or we've got to somehow prevent her from doing the magic spell. What if you can grab the scroll at that point because it hasn't been activated yet?
That's a good point, because I know when we tried to grab it before, it literally burned all these marks on our arms. So.
But okay, she found out her cat was dead, and then she unblocked the basement door, went down, found the scroll, needed certain things in order to make the spell work, whacked Fisk, maybe used some of his blood.
Yeah.
So what if we go there and we do this and she whacks one of us?
Well, don't get your blood on the dial then, I would say.
There's 3 of us, so
Yeah. I mean, worst case, we sit on her.
we should be able to get the artifacts away from her before she does the spell.
Yeah.
But there's a danger that we could get stuck in the loop so that we end up every single day knocking on her door, stealing the stuff, knocking on her door, stealing the stuff.
To be fair, we have done this the last few days, so in a way.
What if we just smash the damn thing?
Well, I mean, if we just wait a day, they'll smash it for us.
The house is going to get torn down tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Okay, so say we wait for this house to be torn down. What if it ends up creating a sort of infinite loop and the entire town becomes trapped?
It might be an infinite loop. It might only get torn down from our perspective, but from her perspective, she just keeps looping around and around and around and around.
True.
You know, I think we have a good plan. I'm tempted, and this is just a wild idea. Do we just hold the door shut so she can't let the cat out? Or will it just die inside the house? Or is the house safe because it's in the loop? The loop.
Well, what if you're pushing on the door, trying to keep her from opening the door or whatever? She trips, she falls on the cat, and the cat dies.
Well, then it's her own fault. But fair point.
What if the meteorite hits the house? That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
You what?
Well, all we can do is try. Maybe we should pray to Astaroth or whatever it is. A fogmanon.
Yeah, I think this is mouth is the one that started all this trouble. So I don't know.
He's just trying to correct things.
Oh,
is he? All right. So what are we doing?
Correct.
Showing her the cat, or are we holding the door shut?
Well, I mean, if you just want to show her the cat, you don't even have to bring the one you have. There's going to be a dead cat there, presumably, right? I mean, if this works out as you expect it to. Here's your cat. It just got killed.
So what, we show her the dead cat, see if she goes to try to do the ritual, and then stop her from doing the ritual.
Wait a second. She's not bringing the cat back to life. She's plucking another cat out of the time-space continuum from a different time loop, because the cats are piling up.
And I mean, I guess you can only have so many bodies of the same cat repeatedly.
She could fill up the whole world with dead cats eventually.
In a way, it does solve the world hunger crisis.
Right, start a cat farm.
Ew.
What if somebody brought back a cow? Anyways, we're getting off that can be once we have the artifact we can.
That's
implement.
why the god needs to balance it, because you can't have an infinite number of dead cows showing up. Just burn the whole place to the ground. I mean, that's the usual solution. Isn't it?
There's so many cats.
Well, it's gonna be torn down tomorrow morning. I mean, if you don't do anything.
How many times have we done this before? What if we've done it 1,000 times before?
Maybe.
So what if we're already stuck in a time loop and we just don't know it?
We'd never know it, would we?
Mm-hmm.
We would just keep repeating it over and over again. I say we console the old lady. We're so sorry we hurt your cat. And, we're sorry, we'll help you bury it in the yard.
Yeah, there you go.
And we'll replace it with a new kitty cat.
Yeah. I mean, I can give her some money. People like money.
Yeah, I don't know that she would care about money that much, but I mean, you could try. But
be like, well, one cat is the same as another cat. So if we get you another calico, it'll be like, the first one never died to begin with.
Penny number 10.
Yeah,
let's just console her, and hopefully that will keep her from.
Make an idea roll, please. Maybe I should have done this a while ago.
That does seem like the kindest option.
I'm an idiot because I got a 92 on that one.
All right, come on.
I have good rolls all tonight.
I don't understand how I'm doing this, but I got a hard.
Excellent.
I got a 26.
Okay, so Archie, and maybe Raina as well. You think back to all your comic books and time travel stories and time loops.
Mm-hmm. Little thought bubble.
Yeah, so
the Flash. Okay.
I mean, you based on what you've seen and the marks on your body from when you tried to pick it up, you think that the ritual has to happen to some extent. It's like a Forgamon wants it to happen. It's like he's preventing you from interrupting that spell interrupting that spell from happening. Because at any time you could go in very easily, just steal all the tools and then it's done. But I mean, you tried that before and you got the burning sensation on your arm and the chains. Like he doesn't want you to interrupt the ritual.
So if we can't interrupt the ritual.
Well, I mean, the ritual was kind of described in that long text I
so they wounded the arm.
Wound her arm and
dropped,
then blood drops. So, I mean, maybe if she starts it and maybe it requires, I think it sounds like it requires.
She starts chanting too.
Chanting. I think it implies some sort of sacrifice.
Yeah, unlawful sacrifice.
Maybe if she doesn't die.
She doesn't die.
Maybe she starts the ritual and at that point you interrupt. You prevent it from finishing. Maybe that will shut down the loop and bring it back into the natural timeline.
Seems like a very picky time god, but I'm game for it. Yes, so maybe we help her with the ritual and then just muck it up.
And we go in, we're like, we're sorry we accidentally killed your cat, but let's do some spooky voodoo stuff together.
Well, we just keep an eye on her.
Well, and someone's going to tell her cat died. It doesn't even have to be you. I mean, that's part of the.
Well, we don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to happen sometime between 7:40 her time and
3 days later.
Yeah. Well, it started that day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we found there are more cats that we didn't know about.
Yeah, the 8th.
Yeah. So do we just think she's off by 12? Go in, be the ones that are like, yeah, I still like your original plan. Tell her cat died. Help her with the ritual. She probably could be talked into it. and then smack the dagger out of her hand when she tries to stab Fitch or something.
Or if she
Or
tries to
scroll.
stab us.
Well, I mean, there were the cracks in the windows. You could probably watch what she's doing. Just camp out there for a couple hours, and presumably eventually she'll go downstairs and grab what she needs. And
You think she does the ritual in the living room? That's where. Where did we see the sundial? Was that in the living room?
downstairs.
Oh,
So if she makes a move towards the basement, run in and
stop her.
yeah, maybe after we hear some chanting.
Okay.
We hear Tom go, ouch. No, Tom?
Who?
Rick? What's the guy's name?
Fitch?
Fitch?
But he's
John.
not
Tom
there-
Fitch. Yeah,
he's not
Tom.
there any- he's not there anymore.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I guess. Well, what do you I mean?
That's yeah, Archie takes a couple of Tylenol.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
this
headache
is
too.
really timey-wimey.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, I think that we tell her that the cat's dead, which will start the process of her doing the ritual, which we'll peek at through the window as she goes downstairs, and then we'll break in and stop her.
Yes.
All right. So you go there and you camp out at you're there at about 7:30 to watch. You see her back door opens up and Penny runs down the alley towards the market and is promptly struck by a bolt of lightning. And she's
Not even raining.
Kind of curious to see what happens tomorrow.
I kind of, right?
Apparently,
The cat is
Formagon
crispy.
is really inventive and how
Yeah.
he's going to do this.
Cat is crispied. And then at that point you want to knock on the door.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you have the cat from the night before. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah, let's pull it out of its bag. Sack, whatever.
So you knock on the door. She answers it. Oh, you again?
Oh, she remembers
She
us. We accidentally killed your cat. We're so sorry.
Oh, you mean Penny?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Poor Penny. I was worried that when she went outside, something bad would happen to her.
Yeah, I probably should have kept her inside. Cats are safer inside.
Yeah, we're so sorry. Can we offer you some money or?
Or is there anything we can do to help you? I mean, I know this has to be really, really hard on you.
Is that Penny there? You like offer it? You like have it the
Yeah.
cat out? Is that okay? Oh, and so she grabs a towel and she hang it by the tail.
By the tail.
If only there was some way you could have more time with Penny. Well, we'll let you think about that while we
More time.
definitely
you say.
walk away.
More time. You say.
You realize now we're going to find out that she never would have done it if you hadn't said that.
That's classic Archie
We're now
right there.
we're now part of the timeline.
Oops. I Groundhog's Day us.
So you grab. Okay, yeah, we can fast forward this a bit.
All right.
Yeah, because it's getting late. Yeah. So she takes the cat, and you're basically going to spy on her from outside. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're peeking through there's a whole kind of these slots, openings in the
Nothing, officer.
And yeah, so eventually she's on the sofa for like an hour or so, like crying, sobbing, and oh, poor Penny.
Get
And
to the ritual, right?
and then she gets up and heads downstairs.
All right. We got to break in.
She's going downstairs. She's going downstairs.
All right. Let's go in. We know the
All
door's unlocked.
Okay, you're gonna bust in and go downstars.
Not bust in. We know it's unlocked. If we
Yeah.
can't get in the front door,
Easy,
we'll go in the
easy
back
peasy.
door.
That's-
Do we need to grab a pipe or something? What are we gonna?
Knock her over the head.
We're
Yeah.
going to beam her over the head with a pipe?
No, we're just going to stop her.
Yeah,
All right.
that's probably smart.
So you go downstairs and you kind of
As we
rush
hear,
down.
if she starts to chant, that's when
Yeah, so
go
you
inside.
rush downstairs and you hear this backwards chanting in some strange language, maybe Aklo, who knows? And you see her. She has her wrist over the sundial, that whatchamacallit, the
Mhm.
sharp point, like
Right.
she's about to like this. Do you
Stop!
jump in?
And I try to run up and grab her arm.
Tackle her at this point.
Like that.
Okay, sure. So, yeah, you grab her, and she's like, I need to see Penny again. I need to see Penny again.
I'm gonna grab. Can I grab the sundial now? Because
You can now. Interestingly, yeah. She has a scroll. Also, the scroll is out as well.
I'm gonna grab both things.
Yeah.
So you can't. We've been trapped in a time loop for 14 years because you did this.
Also, you have many other fine cats. Maybe console yourself with them. Spend some more time. Get to know them.
And then Raina. So Raina, you're trying to physically hold her down. Is that right?
Yeah.
Raina, are you holding her physically?
I'm just going to try to grab her arm and kind of pull it up and away from the sundial. Like
So she's struggling as best she can, and she breaks loose, but she trips and falls and knocks her head on the table, and she kind of passed out. And you have this sundial and this scroll.
I'll take these things. So you carry her upstairs and put her on the bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, she's kind of heavy for. Oh boy.
Make sure that you gag her so that they don't know when they come to knock the house down that she's still in here.
Yeah. So you go upstairs and you look at the calendar, and it says 8/17, August 17th now.
We broke the time. So
Great.
And we have the coolest artifacts.
You have cool artifacts. The scroll. Did you want to look at the scroll?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. You sure? You sure?
All right.
Are you reading at the scene of a crime?
We're gonna take it home and read it there in our basement lab.
Sure. Okay. All right. And do you call the police or the ambulance? What do you do?
They're coming here in the morning.
Yeah.
Is she seriously injured, or is she
passed out? She's passed
out. We just put her on the couch and turn the TV up.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you go home. You take the sundial and the scroll. Leave her there. The next morning, the city goes there to demolish the house. They would go inside, I guess, to check. They find her there, and they take her to the hospital. You guys look. The sundial is very nice. It has these neat engravings in the base and this really sharp kind of pointy dial on the top. Presumably, you're guessing you would cut yourself and the blood would kind of spill into the grooves. The scroll is teaches how to reverse time, invoking the chaos god Zesanoth, but only at a terrible price.
A cat.
I think the price is that you get stuck.
It describes rites propitiating a forgamon. Let's see, no. Yeah, so basically it teaches it how to invoke the chaos god Zesanoth, but only at a terrible price. You would have to basically kill yourself and give up power to relive X number of hours like that. It's for each POW, it's like an hour, something like that. There's like a formula. So you guys have that for your club, and then Dottie is at a hospital, and then the next morning the nurse goes into her room to check on her, and Dottie is no longer there. And then the nurse pulls over the blanket to what happened, and then the bed is empty, and then there's a chain symbol has been burned into the sheets because Dottie was doing things to time that she should not have been doing. So she was blotted from the universe, and eventually your characters forget all about her, and you have very vague memories of some sort of strange.
What about the mark?
I don't remember how we got the sundial, but
the mystery. I mean, the marks heal. They're just like a routine first degree burn. Yeah, you have a sundial and this strange scroll. You don't rightly recall where you got it from. And,
it's strange because in theory, you could have the best week of your life and then cut yourself, and then you just get to do that forever.
But how do you know it's the best week of your life? What if the next week would have been the best week?
That's a good point.
Yeah, and that leads to all sorts of heavy discussions about time travel and whatnot. But I think we will end it there. And that was she just couldn't stay away.
That is the biggest cat I've ever seen. Our players included Rihanna, Nathan Decker, and myself, with Brian Rich as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members. You can set up private games, and you can learn the fine arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.